from here. But first, I want to give a shout out to all my fellow Pisces out there and all you other zodiac signs out there. Gang, gang, we already know. We in the building. Also want to give a shout out to all my two twos and my three threes and my two twos and my three threes and my 777s. And shout out to any other angelical numerical numbers that man forgot to mention. Shout out to my two twos and my three threes and my two twos and my three threes and my 777s. Now, I'm gonna be talking about today's topic, which is when Pisces becomes heartless. Now, if a Pisces become heartless, well, you better watch out because once that Pisces become heartless, that's it. You know, they already feel like they've explained enough in the situation. The Pisces isn't going to want to do the back to back, the back and forth. Ain't none of that two-stepping going on. But here's the thing. The Pisces, like I said, they always going to stay quiet before they leave a situation. And if they do come around, they may investigate only to leave again. See, sometimes the Pisces just want to check the temperature and see if a situation is going down how they thought it would. And then once they realize, yeah, this is how it's going to be, so it's best for me not to even join them, go along with. So that could be the case. Now, another thing is that, as I mentioned, a Pisces will replay everything through, see, to make sure they're making the right decision. So sometimes they might replay the conversation back in their mind. Oh, should I, it could be a situation with anything. Because you got to understand that a Pisces can be in a situation where they already know what the person is trying to do against them, with them. And sometimes the Pisces might just not want to be in a situation where they feel like the victim or they feel like they're alone in a sense because let's say the narrative is that, oh, two people got a situation going on. Let's say the Pisces is third wheeling, to that situation. Well, if a Pisces knows that the two people have something going on, it just feels like, let's say it's awkward. Do you think the Pisces is gonna want to sit through that? No. That's like saying, let's say it was a girl and a guy, let's say the friends of the Pisces, but one friend of the Pisces, and say he was with his girlfriend, would that Pisces want to go along with? Probably not. See, because it's like you understand that why would you want to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation? You third wheeling to a date that somebody else has, you probably want to go with someone so it could even the situation out. But to just sit there and just, be alone, that kind of would be a torturing situation because you were forced to deal with something regarding, the emotions. What we covered in the other video with the emotions, you're forced to deal with something that you don't want to, that you shouldn't have to deal with because you're the eyeball of the date of between someone else. Now, the problem here is that a Pisces can have the duality of thinking that, okay, I could go, but then if I don't go, it's okay. But you gotta understand that sometimes a Pisces can feel conflicted with that because then people might try to, now this goes back to the people pleasing. This is why you do not want to do this. What's going on, that girl? Welcome. Welcome. Who said Trump won, man? I don't watch I don't watch none of that stuff. But yeah, when it comes to let me see. I mean, I probably am, but yeah, okay. So Tiffany, welcome. Welcome T. Welcome C Main. How y'all doing? Okay, so it's yeah, so you gotta know that a Pisces wants to clear up misunderstandings, but my advice, Pisces, is that you don't have to explain anything to no one, because you may have your reasons why, and like I say, anybody would feel the same way. You go along with something, and somebody wants you to come, but then it's like, oh, they already got a situation, and then like I say, who wants to be a third wheel? Nobody. But you got to be careful, because like I say, that type of situation can, trigger your emotions. It could put you in an emotional reactive state that you got to be careful, because you could, feel something that you're being projected upon with that, okay, boom, so you got to think, how are you going to spend your night? Just don't even go. See, it's don't even go to something where you're going to be, you don't have a date or you don't have anyone to go with. It's just gonna, how it's gonna go, Pisces. I'm using that as an example because it's like, your intuition, anybody that has intuition, that, okay, boom, I already have an idea how something's gonna play out. So am I gonna, look for the proof and become what? Embarrassed, or you know, just being alone in the situation where you feel like you held hostage? No. See, like I've been through the same thing now, but I knew, okay, the best thing that I did in the situation, I will say, I felt like I did the right thing, and I felt like I put myself in a situation where I wasn't supposed to be in. See, it's like certain things can give you that realization that, okay, this was supposed to be a two people thing. You just, people don't understand that. But I ain't, for those of you, welcome Misty. Like I say, hit the like button if y'all agree, if y'all understand where I'm coming from with this. Cause I say it's real, recognized real. I had to change the name because, like, one thing about it is that I want to do more. So, I had to open up everything with real, recognized reels. Like, I could do more videos, like, I could do Pisces, I could do zodiacs, I could do much more types, topics and whatnot. So I don't have to be limited, because if I just had one name, then I got to just stick to just one type of, niche or whatever. But just going back to what I originally had, allowed me to do, more topics, more variety, different niches and videos. Appreciate that about Taki. What's going on? What's going on, Jason? Zepadia, uh, Pisces March 2nd in the building. Shout out to you. Yeah, it's like nobody want to be in a situation where they gotta explain themselves, man. That 227 in the building, and it's the thing. It's like you don't want to explain yourself. I mean, Misty's in charge of the moderator stuff, y'all. So I mean, you gotta go through her to get the, the recommendation. Cause like I say, she in charge of the moderator stuff right now. Cause I don't want nobody, like, what I'm saying, getting in and just start, trolling, and messing it up. Let me see. But well, yeah. I mean, if you've been, more than likely, let's say if you've been to day one and I recognize you, I mean, it'd be different. But like, I can't even vouch on something if I ain't never seen you before. Like, I know some of the people, like C-Man, I know he been here for a minute. Shout out to you. I know the Zepadia seems Jason. Let me see. Yeah, so yeah, I'm sure it's been some more, but like I say, you gotta go through Misty with that, as far as any other moderators added to it. But yeah, I mean, nobody wants to explain themselves in a situation. I try to feel, or I say this, it's best to avoid any situation that try to force you to deal with something that you absolutely don't have, don't have to deal with. Now, another thing is, quit trying to get people to believe in, what you have going on, bro. Like, you don't have to care about somebody that don't believe in what your mission, your theory, what you got going on, because like that just causes unnecessary exhaustion. So one thing about it is that, Pisces, you could spend a whole lot of time hoping that somebody will believe your mission, your dreams, your vision of what you look at something to be. And then let's just say you want to be understood. Simply, it's almost like that's exhausting because you know how many people will purposely already have their mind made up to go against you on something. Another thing too, why I say be careful with adding or introducing or inviting yourself to things that are awkward. See, because the one thing is some people, especially a Pisces, and I know some other zodiac signs that can't sit through something and just fake it, like and just fake like, oh, like as if because you will find out that you're entertaining yourself at the end of the day when you go to something and you're third wheeling it to where it doesn't feel like a connection. It feels like a dead end. It feels like something's off. Now, here's the thing. The reason why I said don't try to get other people to understand you, Pisces, because what can happen is you could start second guessing yourself. Then basically you try to um convince people to, oh yeah, look what I got going on, and this because you realize that you're not understood in those different you know, anything that pretty much you've been working on. It could be anything to where you start realizing, damn, I started something, but now I got to convince people to actually, join it, where you don't have to do that because sometimes people might think as you start trying to convince them, they're going to start thinking like, oh, it must not be that good if you got to, convince someone to join or to take something. So people oftentimes going to mistake your silence for weakness. It's funny because most people say kindness. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Take the kindness for weakness, but they'll take your silence for weakness as well. See, so the problem is that you got to make a decision, Pisces, not wait for a decision from somebody else. You got to make the decision just to move on. See, because why? Why am I saying this? Because you could be in a situation where if you don't move on, somebody's going to piss you off. You're going to have to do it anyway. See, you got to understand, like, when you put yourself into a situation and you can't control how the situation goes, it's going to get out of control. Because you gotta understand. I'm only saying this because have any of y'all ever went to a situation, joined a group of people, and then got pissed off because something just threw you off to where the vibe is almost like you either felt uncomfortable, you either felt pressure, you either felt uh detached, and then it's almost like you become emotionally detached anyway because it's like you already can see what's getting ready to happen. Now, here's the thing. Like, for instance, even if you got a girlfriend, don't matter. Even if you have a girlfriend, you go on a situation, it could be anything. It could be two friends going out of town and then you just tag along. I always recommend don't do this. Unless you got somebody else to talk to or to, rock with you or, have a little company for yourself. Don't do no third wheeling. Do not go along with something where you're gonna be left alone or, having to twiddle your thumbs and kind of look like, okay, well, what did I come for? Because that's gonna be something that's going to piss you off. You're gonna end up leaving. You're gonna end up finding you're gonna get so upset of how that situation turns out to where you'll end up doing it anyway. Now, here's another thing. Okay, so when you forgive but don't reconnect, okay? So let's say one thing people oftentimes misconstrue is forgiveness and trust, okay? As we know, they're not the same. Now, one thing about a Pisces is that you can let go of the resentment. See, you can let go of the resentment, but here's the thing. See, when it comes to relationships, you got to be careful because you can't just leave a situation. You don't know how long it's going to take you to move on from it. So you could be in a situation where, um, let's say it was let's say you guys were together since you was kids. How long do you think that's going to take you Pisces to move on? And y'all met as kids, and now, oh, y'all, what, 25 years old, and then it's time to leave them alone. What would come from that? See? So one thing about it is, you got to be careful. This is why I say putting yourself into situations, especially if you're not in it for the long haul, it getting unhealthy. See? So another thing is that Pisces is known for keeping a distance. Boom. So you could be in a situation where you can keep your distance, but you're still not, rebuilding anything. So what I'm saying, why am I saying this? Because a lot of times you can get in a situation and end up just messing up the whole thing. Well, welcome. Let me see. Is it Tysley? Welcome. Welcome. Donna Reed Guerrero. Welcome. Said from Hawaii. Damn, I wonder if it's hot out there, man. Yeah, definitely. So okay, so another thing is that when a Pisces become heartless in a situation is when they become emotionally unavailable. See? So let's say a Pisces feels emotionally drained, then boom. What tends to happen is, if a Pisces become emotionally unavailable, usually they've tried everything already. They've tried from A to Z, they done tried everything, and this is the last resort, is to become emotionally unavailable. Now, this is why you gotta see, the reason why I say this is you gotta set boundaries, healthy boundaries up front, because this will keep this from happening. See, to where you would just be okay, one and done. Boom. You won't get it off into these whole, oh man, I ain't talking to nobody. No, you just set the boundary, then move on. Boom. And the reason I say this, because what can happen is a Pisces can shut down, then it could be no affection. Next thing you know, no vulnerability, no emotional investment whatsoever. Then boom, the relationship just fades away. But it would have been a lot easier to just set the boundary, because then you could just tell a person straight up, hey, I'm not doing this. I don't like this. Don't do this, and then move on. But then if you just shut down, you end up dissolving the relationship anyway. So it's like you could possibly work it out and just set the boundary. That way you don't have to let your emotions and your feelings get the best of you in the situation. Because that just take you more time. It takes you more time to heal that way. Now, another thing is that when a Pisces stop chasing, see, now here's the thing. When a Pisces realized that the effort was one-sided, where they feel like they was the one doing all the work, paying all the bills, everything was just on them. See, they don't want to be in a situation like this. And then here's the problem. See, after giving someone so many chances to, correct it, this ends up doing you, Pisces, a disservice, okay? Because let's say you've been giving somebody chance after chance, then all of a sudden you get to a point where you just stop trying. See? So then once you get emotionally overwhelmed, now you don't even want to talk to the person at all. You don't even send a text. Maybe you used to text them often, or, double text, checking in and all that type of initiating, done with, over with. See? So that's why the other person will end up, noticing the absence of effort, and they'll try to blame you, Pisces, and say you wouldn't put no effort in. See, you got to know what this projection stuff is. It hits different because people oftentimes don't talk about this. They don't talk about projection. They don't talk about when somebody's doing something or has that energy themselves and try to blame it on you and say you're doing it or that you started it. You got to be careful, because they just looking for the opportunity to have the first swing on it or to swing at it. Now, Another thing I watch out when a Pisces becomes heartless is that they no longer react. Now, this could be a good or bad thing. Now, Manny, what'd you say? He said somebody just on a McDonald's floor. That's crazy. How do you know that? How did somebody, why would somebody do that? That's ridiculous. Maybe too many hamburgers, right? But yeah, no longer reacting is like I say, that's how you know if a Pisces can end up, becoming heartless in a situation, because here they just wanted to protect their peace at the end of the day. But this is the thing. If you see, the easiest thing for a Pisces to do, that is also the hardest thing for a Pisces to do, is set boundaries. That's the hardest part. I was just talking to someone today about this, is that, it's a lady that I know. She's a Pisces. And the craziest thing is she met a guy, right? And guess what his sign is? He's a Pisces as well. See? Now, the crazy thing about this Pisces man that she met is that they went on a date. And they went on a date. They went on a little boat cruise type of date. Okay. Now, she said that he invited her to his crib, but he lives in the hood. And she kind of felt some type of way, felt like embarrassed, disrespected in a way, not on no gold digger type of stuff, but it's like the fact that he had her come over there and he had like plastic bags like in different areas of his house that was just in different random spots. And it just didn't look right. And then he said that he sold the house that he was showing her, that he sold the house to his uncle. And then he said that his uncle is renting the house to him. Now, you guys in the chat, let that make sense. Like, why the hell would you sell a house to your uncle? And then you end up letting your uncle take over. But now, what? You're paying him rent, but it was your house to begin with. So I'm like, yo, the first thing I told, because like I said, I'm a Pisces. I told her, I said, yo, be careful. I said, be careful with take your time, take your time. Now, I'm not trying to say it like Pisces men are bad or anything like that. But what I'm saying, with anyone that you date, even if they're not a Pisces, take your time. But the reason why you got to be careful with Pisces is because the illusion. Now, I told her, I said, be careful the illusion. I said, because you don't know. That could be that dude, you only, God forbid, God forbid. But the dude could be, he could be on some funny shit. That could be his man. You don't know. See, a Pisces can really make something look real, and that shit ain't nothing what it's supposed to be or what it looked like. To where, think of Bin Laden, bro. And I'm only using him and John Wayne Gacy as the two primary, suspects of examples, bro. Because listen, why would John Wayne Gacy do what he did, bro? Obviously, he was pretending to be one thing, but he let that go too far. Richard Ramirez, same thing, until he was caught. See, now here's the thing. He said that the uncle now owns the house, but he also told her that, oh yeah, he wants to keep the house in the family, but then he claims that he has money put up. But my thing is, why, if you got money put up, most people that have money put up, they still will go and get, out the hood. Even if you got your money, you got, stocks, you invest in your money in coin. If you really doing good with that, wouldn't you go by yourself out the hood at least? Now, it's not saying, oh, I think I'm better than you or this or that. It's not about that. It's just that she has a career, okay? Boom. So when you look at her situation, she's a nurse, okay? Now, she just merely, getting to know him, asked him what he does. it wasn't clear. He couldn't tell her straight up like I'm doing this. Boom, right? He just said I'm doing some investments. But here's the thing. When they went on the little boat cruise, she said that his cologne was too strong, that it actually stunk. And I told her maybe he was just trying to hide the funk. Maybe the cologne was just cheap. You got to understand. See, I told her this. You have to inspect what you expect. It's cold-blooded. I told her, I said, you know what you got to do? You got to raise your standards. Little mama, you got to raise your standards because listen, if you don't want somebody that stay in the hood, guess what? You got to have that boundary that, okay, well, look, we could be friends, but you got to match what I got because I'm not finna be taking care of you. Ain't finna be tapping in my money or, trying to ride my coattail. Boom. See? So that's the only reason. But they just met though. Brody already started telling her, and he's in his 50s, allegedly. Now, here's the illusion. Let me get to the illusion. Okay, she said that his cologne did not smell good. And she said he was submerged in that shit to where he basically took a bath with that damn cologne. Now, the thing about it is that his beard, okay? Now, mind you, his beard, he has one of those Rick Ross, like kind of like full breaded beards with a little grays on the sides, right? Now, she said his beard doesn't, for his age, that he should have a little salt and pepper going on right here, right? For all you, if anyone's in the chat that's older, if you maybe 45 to 50, this right here, if you're of age, your beard should be naturally salt and pepper, right? Not like as if you were 20 years old when it's just full black. So she said it looked like he dyed his beard, and she asked him like, "Yo, did you dye your beard? Cause you 50 some years old, and why is your beard fully black like that?" And then he said, "Oh no, this me." I'm like, nah, bro, ain't no he dyeing his beard, fam. But it starts off with those little lies. See those little lies that you tell, and you can't figure it out because it sound like bullshit, right? And it's like this. Remember, I said the illusion, the facade is what you believe. The person wants to get you to accept them the way they are. They trying to, oh yeah, win you over real quick. Oh yeah, this is where I stay. And yeah, my uncle, I sold the house to him. He bought. It's confusion. It's like, wait a minute. Remember I said, reality always wins. Do you really need proof? No. If you see so many red flags, you're supposed to inspect what you expect. And guess what? Out of 100%, every little thing that the beard knocks you down to 90%. Or your house situation, whatever going on, knocks you down to what? See, 80%. Now, here's the thing. Your standards, you're supposed to raise the bar and raise your standards to what? At least 90%. Because 10% is like, yeah, I know you ain't perfect, but I could work with your situation. But you gotta look at the mere fact that it happened so soon. See? But that's just my little spiel. I wanted to know what you guys thought about that. Because, like I say, the mere fact is this. Okay, so everybody done lived in the hood before. That's not the issue. The problem is that he basically, now she told me this, that he has an inferior complex, okay, where this man he don't want to stay. I can't talk about that type of topic type stuff on here, but y'all catch my drift. he basically doesn't want to come out from where he's living because of, different things, fears he has or whatnot. So that's not an excuse, but you gotta understand, if a person drive, just hear me out. Let's say you got a Rolls Royce, right? Let's say you know how much a Rolls Royce costs, and you drive in this car. You live in a neighborhood that's gated up, and now you going to see somebody on 7th and such, the low end, the hood. Man, you know how dangerous that is? You can't be driving no damn Rolls Royce going to see somebody that live on like 8th and such. Bro, that's what I'm saying. So I told her, I said, that's not a safe situation. You know what I'm saying? Because them type of folks, you can't do that. And people think, oh, you could do, it's all about how you carry yourself. No, it ain't got nothing to do. Because I'm going to tell you, in the certain cities, bro, they don't give a damn about you, how you got it going. It's people that have money that get, God forbid, that get robbed, get got. But it's just too dangerous for that situation. Okay. Now, I do believe a person should match what you got somewhat. So if you a nurse, maybe you get with someone that's a respiratory therapist. At least that they got a solid career like you. So they're not just getting with you for money or, whatever the situation. So that's that. But my advice to her was just to wait and take her time. Now, if you see more red flags or things that you don't agree with or things you don't like, I told her, move on. See, just move on. You don't have to give nobody closure. You don't have to explain yourself why you're deciding to move on. No, just leave. Stop calling the person and just leave. Especially if you don't have the certainty of a situation. You can't really say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna continue to get to know this person." Okay, so moving along. Um, See, if a Pisces become heartless, then they'll end up choosing their peace over proving a point, because sometimes people get into arguments for different reasons. Some people get into arguments with no productive ending. See, they just want to argue. And that's just the back and forth energy vampire type of experience. Now, sometimes a Pisces just want to protect their well being, where they can feel better understood in the case. So that's why they could get into an argument with someone. But you got to understand that when the conversation ends, then it starts to extend. See, you got to understand that when you start to stress and go back and forth, that's all it's going to do. You end up extending the whole situation. You go all out, and once you this is the reason you cannot get someone to see your side of how you vision things and look at things, even though you want to be understood. Now, how you want to handle it is just go through the situation in a less stressful manner. See, because you need that emotional energy for yourself. You need it for your intuition. You need it to have a healthy relationship. So anytime you realize you're in a bad situation that you don't want to be in, you got to set that boundary and get out of there, move on from it. Now, here's another thing. Okay, so when it comes to, I'm going to talk about the signs that push Pisces, okay? Because Pisces, you do have a breaking point. You got to be careful. And you got limits, okay? So here, when you're dealing with a Gemini, okay? So the Gemini is going to push you, Pisces, to the breaking point. This type of sign likes to argue, will chase reactions, because the Gemini, like I say, she likes reactions, huge ones. So she could literally do stuff on purpose just to get that, hunt for those reactions from you. So let's say, for instance, the Gemini simply just giving you mixed signals, not really giving you any type of clear direction, because that's going to what? Cause a reaction. Pisces, you could become very, very frustrated with Gemini, see, because you could end up allowing, enabling, tolerating a Gemini by giving them several chances. And then all of a sudden, you might get to a point, oh, I'm gonna keep giving you chances, Gemini, even though I feel like giving up. See? And then all of a sudden, it makes you just leave. See? You get to a point where I don't want to talk no more. I might as well just leave the situation. Boom. Okay. Now, Sagittarius, as you guys know, has a desire for freedom and blunt honesty, and that can clash with Pisces' emotional style. So here, Pisces can feel emotionally overlooked, see, in a way, by Sagittarius. And at the same time, when Pisces feel overlooked, they just shut down as a result. So that can make a Pisces just stop, opening up when they're with the Sagittarius. Now, another sign that could push your limits, Pisces, is Aquarius. And see, Aquarius tries to approach a situation or situations in a more logical manner than than an emotional manner. Okay, so one thing about Pisces, they seek emotional connections. So this is already a opposite type of situation to where you guys don't communicate on the same level. Now, Pisces can end up looking at the emotional distancing that Aquarius causes as a lack of care, like a lack of caring. So you could really be in a situation where, could you imagine trying to get a Aquarius to see something from an emotional standpoint, just like, oh, how do you feel about this or something going on in the world today, just to realize that, oh, they don't want nothing to do with it. They don't want to answer you, give their, views on anything, their real views on anything. So this caused the Pisces to emotionally detach from the Aquarius. Now, another sign that could push your limits, Pisces, is Aries. And like I say, Aries has that direct communication and they're very, very impatient. So this can, overwhelm a sensitive Pisces. Now, when I say a sensitive Pisces, you are very sensitive to impulsivity. Okay. So like if somebody doing something where, like a kid that's just flying off the handle, that's just doing, yelling, screaming, you're quick to end it, to end the behavior. You're quick to end patterns. You're quick to end something that keeps going, going, going. So Pisces, as soon as you see an Aries just being direct with no tact, you're gonna end up saying something. You're gonna be quick to hurry up and get on Aries' ass, right? So anytime Pisces sees that repeated conflict, that's when the Pisces is gonna go into hawk mode, okay? Because the Pisces will withdraw first. See, you gotta understand. See, it's different ways how Pisces, like when they become heartless, they withdraw emotionally first. So once they withdraw, they give themselves enough space to deal with the Aries. So it's like it could be a fight, it could be anything, to where the Pisces literally pull back first, withdraw their emotion to see things clearly, because they have to pull themselves away from any situation where there's feuding, conflict whatsoever. Then what happens is that once that Pisces realizes what the Aries wants, see, was what they willing to go head to head for. Meaning what? A fight. So what would Pisces do? Withdraw instead of arguing, because Pisces realizes that, boom, this is what you do because you want to argue. This is your favorite thing to do. Realize the very thing, your goal in doing so. And Pisces beat you there and end up not giving you what you wanted. See, it's like, oh, I know you wanted to argue, but I'm not allowing you to be able to argue with me. See, so then the Pisces just literally stops investing emotionally with the Aries in doing so. So it cuts them off and they're not able to lash out. They're not able to get an argument going with Pisces. See, now Virgo oftentimes likes to focus on improvement. They like to, criticize first, improve later. And see, they can sometimes, feel harsh to a Pisces. So again, they don't go into the situation with love, like emotions. See, it's like, could you imagine somebody making you feel some type of way first? Then once you Pisces, you manifest the feelings and emotions accordingly because of how the Virgo coming at you. So it's like if you come and just criticize me and you do it in a crazy, unloving way, what type of situation, Virgo, do you think the Pisces gonna bring to you? See, you're not gonna be nice. They're not gonna be like, oh yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate you looking out by calling out my flaws. No, see, so Pisces can't internalize the criticism based on how it's given. Then once the Pisces starts to, look at the Virgo and the whole situation, once they internalize it, this is something that goes on for a long time, not a short time. Because once you gotta understand, anytime, anytime, anything you say to a Pisces gonna absorb it. And once they absorb it, it sits with them until they release it. So you criticize a Pisces literally will listen. Okay, yeah, all right, and they realize what you're saying, and they just absorb it. Then once they reach the limit, the Pisces end up walking away, never coming back. See, you gotta understand, most people think you're gonna engage, most people think you're gonna linger, most people think you're gonna come back, revisit. No, the Pisces gets to a point where they literally take the anchor that from which is holding that person to you. They literally just disappear. They just walk away from it, take the thing out the water, let it float off. Never come back, never revisit, never such and such, because that's the thing. If you That's the worst thing that can happen, is a Pisces just literally cut their emotion off to you. That means at that point the Pisces no longer cares. Whether, whatever is going on with you, what you said, it doesn't matter. You're done. You're cooked, right? Now, Leo is now here's the thing. Leo likes to lie, okay? Now, I know a lot of Leos out there probably in the chat will feel some type of way for me saying this, but it's real, recognized real. Now, we didn't change some things here. The thing about Leo is they like to lie about being friends with Pisces anyway. So you gotta understand, Leo has these little secret type of feelings of admiration. When it comes to a Pisces, they don't like to say, "Oh, I like Pisces, that's my friend," publicly. No, see, but then secret, "Oh yeah, that's my friend. You coming over?" On that type of stuff. You gotta understand, it is what it is. Now, here's another thing. When a Leo dealing with a Pisces, Leo and Pisces gonna always feel like unappreciated by one another. Boom. So what is this gonna cause? What is it gonna manifest? Misunderstandings. See? So the real deep issue is when you have those misunderstandings, you got someone that can literally withdraw their emotions, then Leo just end up using their pride, let their pride take over. Y'all ain't gonna get nowhere. See? Now, Pisces oftentimes stays loyal longer, see, than people realize before deciding that they're done. But that's the thing. They end up becoming emotionally available because you get tired, Pisces. I'm telling you, you become emotionally unavailable, especially when you feel played with, especially when you're putting in something and you're not getting that same input. See, it's like you putting 100%, you don't get it back. You just gonna end up becoming emotionally available. See, now Scorpio is another sign that pushes Pisces limits, and like I say, could make a Pisces become heartless. Why? Because of strong emotions. See, you got strong emotions on both sides. This is going to create an intense relationship. So what can happen is, if there's disloyalty, cheating, once that trust break, then both of the signs, they struggle to rebuild it. Because with Scorpio, they ain't gonna have the trust. See, and Pisces ain't gonna want to deal with it. They're not gonna want to fix it. See, because you gotta understand, Pisces mutable. Then on top of this, the connection becomes very distant. Then it's just like, oh, we don't talk anymore. That could be the outcome. Now, Capricorn is a now the funny thing is that with Capricorn, they ought to wear a jersey that says, hey, push the limits, push to the limits, right? Now, Capricorn is practical, and when they use this type of style, they can seem emotionally reserved to Pisces. You always feel like the Capricorn is holding back something, Pisces. So it's like you always feel like, oh, what's on the surface is not all that's there. Now, Pisces may oftentimes look at the whole reservedness of Capricorn as emotional distance. See, you can literally look at that's what I'm saying. Once you look at the Capricorn, you feel like, oh, you're holding back something. Like, you ever look at a person and realize they're not showing love because they're holding it back, if that makes sense. So a lot of times you could feel like Capricorn's doing that. But how does a Pisces react as a result? They simply just stop sharing their feelings. Because a Pisces can feel when you're not feeling. A Pisces can feel when you're not even trying to show your feelings. When you're all, trying to have that tough exterior and trying to come off cold-hearted or cold and calculative. Pisces can feel that, like you're tense. And they get like, oh, why don't you just, relieve yourself and, let it out. See, and just like with Capricorn, they like, oh hell, I ain't. One thing about Capricorn, they move slow. They don't just let their feelings just come out just naturally like that. Okay. Now, one thing to mention is that when it comes to Pisces, now the easier matches for Pisces are Cancer. It can be Scorpio, but like I say, it'll take work. Taurus, and then it can be another Pisces. Now, here's another thing. See, let's look at the signs that make a Pisces go cold now. Okay, so it's one thing to make you feel heartless, Pisces, but when you go cold, this means you've been pushed too far. So if you're a Pisces man, let's say, like I say, Gemini woman. How many in the chat can agree? Have you guys ever dated a Gemini woman? How did it go? See, because listen, bro, with Gemini, it's like a trick bag. See, it's like magic tricks with trick bag. You just don't know what the Gemini is gonna do. They can literally try to see. I'm gonna tell you a secret. Gemini women can make you. They could do something on purpose to create a reaction. That's what they're known for. Okay, so they either can put on a skimpy outfit that's very revealing, but let's say you guys been talking for some time. They could put on, a see-through fishnet type of skirt, some type of just revealing of outfit whatsoever, and then leave out the house like that on purpose because she's fishing for a reaction. See, and that, what the craziest thing is, that that conflict, see, in itself of doing something on purpose, that stimulates her. The reaction of what, look what she got on. Oh my God, what she wear? Why is she wearing that? She gets off on the attention and the reaction. So a lot of times she sets up the stage, and then people end up getting the wrong impression. But it's all fun and games and laughter for her. But to everybody else, you like, okay, is she sleeping around, or, whoop-de-woo? Is she had on this type of outfit with with someone else? So you could get all these type of vibes and just things, type of auras and everything coming off the Gemini. But the problem is that you gotta know what's really her and what's a joke to her, because she can literally just not give a damn, not care. If you go into a situation with her, let's say y'all go on a date, boom. It might not be the type of date you thought you was going on that was gonna be like, oh, a quiet moment, quiet night out, or just, a little jazz, little karaoke, little something, just a little bit of chill type of moment. Nope. You go with that damn Gemini will end up She'll surprise you because one thing, she can know everybody. So imagine y'all go out and have a drink. She can know people. Oh, hey, Tom, and hey, such and such. And it's like, damn, you ultra friendly. You could get them type of vibes, but she could be doing that and it could be pissing you off. Is the problem. Because it's like, oh, you just, all over the place. Now, you Pisces can become insecure around Gemini woman. You could feel insecure or you could become emotionally confused. See, because this is the thing. Pisces, when you date someone, you wouldn't expect her to do the mixed signal thing. Like, if you're with her, you don't expect her to flirt with your friend. You don't expect her to flirt with the bartender. You don't expect her to say something to another guy when you're standing there, and she will. She the type of sign that doesn't give a damn, bro. Like, you know how, imagine boundaries, okay? Imagine the boundaries. And imagine what you think she wouldn't do, she would do it 10 times over. And you're never the only one for her. Don't even think you special because you found one that got a nice rump and shape, and you could be thinking like that, and guess what? Everybody had that moment already. You probably number 145 on the list and don't even know it. And you know what the crazy thing about it? She could call you 145 to your face and not give a damn. But if you say it to her, it's a problem. See, it's little things like, if you say something about her, even though it's factual and it's true, she could get mad and think, oh, you disrespecting me. But you really like that though. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really out here sleeping around and somebody call you out your name, then you mad, oh, because they literally told you. But isn't that the truth? It's like, oh, only she can do it, but you can't do it to her. See, so it's little things that you get, like, you could, as a Piscean, because you're dating with the emotional connection with others. Once you go with that Gemini, it's different. She ain't gonna look at that lovey-dovey romantic night. She's not gonna want that. And she's gonna cause herself to get bored. Then she's gonna start doing the shit. That's when she's gonna start talking to everybody and flirting and doing stuff because she's bored that fast. She gets bored with those emotional connections, the whole romantic night out. And I'm telling you, what she can end up doing something where, oh, she'll allow herself to get pissed off in order to cause a scene because she's bored. See, she could get to a point where, oh, I'm bored and I'm gonna go out over here and flirt with this guy to piss you off, and that's how the night's gonna end. That, oh, you're gonna be mad at me chasing me around, and you know, she get in the car, leave you at the venue, and now you gotta call an Uber home type of night. That can be the night and how it ends. See, so why am I saying this in so much emphasis, you guys? Because the trust, the trust. The trust is so fragile. That trust, Pisces, you give a Gemini, oh, because I'm gonna tell you the best thing about Gemini and the worst thing about Gemini is Gemini can be the type of girlfriend where you're like, yo, this is the one. Oh my God, bro. And you could you could fall in love overnight type of shit with Gemini. You might be like, man, you might have fun with her last night, but that was just last night, bro. She's a whole nother thing from the day on to the day in, the next day, the next day, the next day. She's not consistent, bro. So if you had a ball with her Monday, Tuesday still hasn't came yet, bro. She might piss you. Listen, Tuesday can be hell, but Monday was a blast. Then it goes like that to where you could like her one day and hate her the next. That's how it could be, and it can be this type of situation going on where I'm feeling you, but at the same time, I don't know where we stand because you pissing me off, and I feel like you trying to push me away. See, and it's like there is no accountability. She's not gonna say, "Oh yeah, I'm just teasing you. I'm just playing with you." She's gonna play off of your feelings because she uses mirrors as well, and she can mirror off like, okay, say something a certain type of way and see how you take it, and then once you get upset, she'll use the very thing of what you're upset with what she said and make it seem like, oh, that's how you feel about yourself, and you're like, yo, you can't get in my head, bro. Like, but she can if you're weak. See, so you have to know who you are when dealing with that Gemini. She can really offset you. Now, as I mentioned, the trust. Once that trust breaks, and this is the problem, I'm gonna tell you. With Gemini, the Gemini woman, she's known to control things if you let her. The number one booby trap that she sets for that control spot is when you give her another chance, bro. Listen, because the trust gonna break. But when the first time it happens, Pisces, you supposed to be out of there. You got to know once that trust breaks, it's over with. No more, we done. But if you give her another chance, oh, that's your ass, bro. You give her another chance, then you start being what? You start acting like the female because I'm telling you, she is that ruthless, bro. Like literally, she could get in your face, disrespect you, laugh it off, and then feel like she run the show. Then she could start, talking to you certain type of way, like, oh, she the type of girl or lady that can switch up on you to where she the one telling you, oh, give me the keys, I'm driving. Like she'll try to get in that masculine mode to where you be like, what the hell is you doing? Like, you ain't nah. And you have to literally stop her when she starts to switch on you because she'll literally talk to you like you the female. Oh, like, oh yeah, give me the keys. Give me the keys. And then she's like very explosive with like screaming, yelling, cussing you out. And Pisces, when she shock you with the whole cussing you out thing, she's gonna cuss you out like y'all never been together. See how your emotions, you gotta understand your emotions is like little teacups, little teacups on the table, fragile, to where as soon as you feel that wave, that wind come and knock all them damn teacups off the damn table, you gonna feel like, is this situation even real? Like, is we even dating? What the hell who is she talking to? Cause she gonna be, that's what you're gonna end up realizing, Pisces. I know I'm kind of going, yapping about this, but this is a very serious situation, bro. It's because you got to be able to literally tame her, fam, because she'll just start mouth and talking, bro. Her mouth is just like a vicious, bro. It's vicious. She'll cuss you out, and it feel like just a storm of just knives, of just teeth, just because she's gonna cuss you out in a way that's like literally gonna blow your mind, bro. You're gonna be like, bro, I don't never let nobody talk to me like that, bro. There ain't no love, there ain't no compassion, all that shit out the window, bro. When a Gemini goes off, she literally will slice and dice, say little things, but see, with Pisces, it's like those words feel like how Virgo would criticize. It's like, could you imagine too if there's indifferences and just, misunderstandings? Could you imagine sitting there trying to reason and, oh, that's not what I meant, and you literally trying to, solve things, make things right again with that Gemini, and literally you can't, bro. You can't reason with a Gemini, or you have to literally get up and walk away. It would not end, fam. She would literally try to get the best of you with that argument, with the whole, trying to understand each other in a sense. So, as I said, once that trust breaks, you got to be done because what can happen is it will end up being a repeated situation, a pattern. It breaks. Okay. Oh yeah, we get back together. Breaks again. See, she's just gonna keep doing the same thing. So that's gonna end up making you emotionally distant, Pisces. See, and I'm gonna tell you, if you're not careful, you can end up doing this to yourself, becoming emotionally distant to yourself, meaning you don't even want to feel anymore. You don't even want to get in another relationship because of how that Gemini did you. It could be like very, very mind blowing. Now, Virgo woman is here's the problem with Virgo woman. She could be highly analytical. So she could look at you, how you do things, how you say things. You know, let's look at your bank account, every little situation. She's analyzing everything. This is how she talks to you. Oh yeah, yeah. But see, if you spent less money, like what you went out and bought this and said this, she's very controlling. Okay, so she wants things to be in certain places at certain times based on how she sees it. Now, the thing about it is, Pisces, you lead with emotion, so you will start a conversation, or it'll end up turning out like this. You'll be saying, I feel like you should do this, I feel like you should stop doing this, I feel this, you're more feeling about the vibe that you feel coming off of folks, people, and that and such. Now, here's the problem. Virgo doesn't know any other way but to be practical, bro. Not emotional, not logical, you know. So when it comes to that practicality, it's on 10. That's gonna make them start to what? Constantly criticize you, nitpick. See, nitpick, dissect. Let's say a person that won't accept you the way you are, in other words, but it's someone that's constantly trying to fix you of where they see fit. Okay, oh yeah, I don't like the shirt you're wearing. If you can please take that shirt off, they can harp on that one thing that's to you, Pisces, petty, to where this ain't even a big deal. But guess what? To the Virgo woman, it is. Like, it could be bothering her to the point where it's your shirt. Like, why are you so bent out of shape because of something I'm wearing? And then the Virgo would be like, because you're with me, because you're riding along with me, and I don't like it, and you're making me feel some type of way, and I'm not riding with you if you're gonna wear that shirt. It could be that ugly to where it's ridiculous if it happens. Now, here's another thing. You could feel like, now, this would be if you're more on the weaker side, okay? And why I say that is because you really, like, if a person gets on you, what you could be capable of is just tuning them out, but some can't, okay? Now, why I say that is because of perfectionism that comes with the Virgo. You can have this doubt within yourself of feeling like you don't measure up, or feeling like, oh, you're not good enough to hang out with the Virgo or get with them, because they will literally find, like I say, they will literally look at you, even if you were to have everything nice and dandy. Oh, is that a little dandruff I see on your head? Oh my God, when's the last time you used shampoo, and what kind of shampoo are you using? Oh, that's the reason why. Yeah, you got it from the dollar store. God damn it, what do it's just like they'll get on you like that to where they'll just be cutting you down and just constantly getting on you to where you dealing with a Virgo. Now, mind you, I'm not talking about every Virgo. I'm talking about the ones that you resonate, that this is true about, because they can do this. See, and I'm telling you, is that perfectionism can wear you down over time. See, because you could start, changing your shoes more often than you would, wasting money buying new shit because, oh, the Virgo then got on your case, about such and such long enough. Now you're always trying to go and get new things because that perfectionism, like I say, has gotten to you. Now, what can happen as a result for a Pisces, you stop opening up. You don't want to open up no more. So it's like, because one thing about Virgo is they are very analytical and nosy. So when they're nosy, they'll ask questions first. Then once they get the questions, then they start dissecting, fam. It's like, oh, why did you wear that shirt today? Or why did you get this? Why did you do this for? And you tell them, they use that information and they start the chaos. It's like, oh, this and this needs to stop. Yeah, why you all, you've been doing this for years, or you've been doing this, and since I known you, and like I say, it's just like a wear and tear. It's like a constant nag, nag, nag. Okay. Now, they do carry a lot of nervous energy at times as well. Okay. Now, Aquarius woman for a Pisces man is one you gotta watch out for. Okay. So one thing, as I mentioned, Aquarius women, they value logic. Boom. So they like to be independent. So even if they have a man, they don't want to be neck and neck with you all the time. Nope. And isn't that how a relationship's supposed to be? Sometimes. But that's the thing. You can't look at the ordinary. It doesn't work with Aquarius, bro. Like how, the relationship should be, or people, this what people do. You can't use that on the Aquarius woman. She's not gonna agree. Now, one thing about you, Pisces, dealing with an Aquarius woman, you might feel nothing. See, you might not feel anything whatsoever emotionally, or any type of emotions coming from an Aquarius woman to you. You might think she just simply doesn't give a damn. See, so she could be emotionally disconnected. Now, the affection is different. See, because a lot of times she wants a friend, and this is the craziest shit. Like, it's it's the craziest thing, because like she could be the type of person that wants a friend, and then it's like, if she's in a relationship, she doesn't treat you like someone she cares about, where she'll treat her friend better. See, it's like she could look at you as hey, you're supposed to provide for me, and she'll demand things like, oh, you're supposed to provide for me, and let's say you're, her man, but she could disrespect you in such a way like, oh, I need some money for this type of, very honorary and just, entitled. It could be very manipulative as well, because she knows what she's doing, but she's just trying to make it seem like, oh, you're just supposed to be a provider. Okay. Now, given that same token, let's say you're her male friend. Oh, good morning. Oh, good morning, best friend. She's all quirky and like, oh, treating that male friend like, oh, like he's the husband. It's cold blooded. And she can literally sleep with the male best friend like he's the husband. But then her actual man, it's like this dude is just her like little boy toy, just on a leash. Like literally, she can snap her fingers and he just come and just literally drop the red carpet. It's cold blooded. So with this, the affection can be inconsistent, because she's gonna look at the friends as detachments, emotional detachments. Because when this is how she wants it. She'll rather have her emotional detachments than to have the emotional attachments, meaning, oh, you are really her man, but she doesn't want you around her like a man would be. See? She wants to deal with you when she's ready to deal with you. But if you get too clingy, or you start, let's say you start to behave like that and such, especially if you're a water sign, oh, she's gonna find a way to get out more often. Yes, and then she might start talking to women. She might start doing a lot of things that's like, masculine energy, to where she could be a trip, man. I'm telling you, bro. Like, she could be the type of woman that could fool you. Let's say she gets with a Cancer man. Boom. That's gonna be that. That's not a match, obviously. And then all of a sudden, she might like the whole nurturing side of Cancer. But let's say, oh, when that Cancer's at work, next thing you know, she's off in some biker club, meeting some women every now and again, and you don't know what she's doing because she could be that type of person where she could be a butch. She could have that masculine energy. She can literally have her foot on your neck, if you let her. But like I say, Aquarius ain't no joke, fam. So when you are dealing with an Aquarius woman, Pisces, man, you might start to quietly withdraw from her because she can have that aggression. See that aggressive side to her, to where you might not even want to go head up with her. You might just be like, yo, man, I'm done, bro. And then just quietly close the door and just leave. Because like trying to reason with her, she's off the chain, bro. See? She like overreacts to where you start realizing, like, damn, that's not even what I was trying to say, or that's not even the case. She's quick to try to tell you what to do. And then as soon as you try to like reason with her, she literally shuts down to where she detaches emotionally. She literally leaves, or she buries herself in her work at the job to where she's never off. These are all little games of, like I say, of that personality of Aquarius woman and Pisces man. Now, Aries woman, as I mentioned, she's direct, but she has that fast-paced communication. And see, sometimes you have to slow it down, see, because not everybody communicates like that, Aries. You know what I'm talking about. You could be fast paced with how you talk to people, and how you, especially if you work with one, they'll go like through the training extremely quick to where, wait a minute, where do I clock in again? And now the Aries is mad, very easily triggered, far as their temper, because they don't want to explain something a second time. It's like, dude, you went through the damn training like super quick. Damn, you didn't even slow down, explain nothing. But it's like they feel like I shouldn't have to. You should have got it the first time. So that's like a little situation like that. Now, Pisces, you could feel overwhelmed as a Pisces man because the Aries doesn't stop. It's the repeated pattern. It's the repeated conflict. It's the same shit. So if you guys fall out about one little small fire, it's gonna always be that small fire that y'all fight and argue about all the time. See, and you get tired, Pisces, because it's like you like to distinguish a situation. When now with Aries likes to set shit on fire, likes to keep shit going, and it's like it could be the little petty, little small, little tissue roll that's on fire. It's like y'all keep on kicking the same shit over and over, and it's like it could be like a situation that you start feeling like it's childish. Now, like I say, Sagittarius, they have a freedom loving, adventurous type of personality. And sometimes Pisces, you could feel uncertain being around one, because if your emotional needs are not met, you're gonna feel different. See? So you could feel uncertain, like, wait a minute, is this really a situation I want to get myself into? And then what can end up happening by you realizing that, the situation with you and the Sag is not on the same level, then you'll start to realize that, okay, maybe I shouldn't invest emotionally into this situation. See, meaning getting your feelings involved, because you can't have that same type of experience or expression of yourself with a Sag, bro. This is somebody that will laugh at you if you try to like tell them how you feel about us talking. They might be like, oh, you getting too lovey-dovey, you getting too like, it's too quick, I'm not promising nothing. Let's just see how it plays out. They'll leave you with one of them type of one-liners or phrases. Okay, so if you're a Pisces woman, and let's say you're dealing with a Gemini man. The Gemini man, you have to watch his ass, man, because I'm telling you, the Gemini man is inconsistent. So he'll do one thing one day, and he might not deliver the next day. Okay, so boom, you could be dealing with mixed messages, and this can also make you, Pisces woman, feel insecure, because he can treat you like the one on Monday on the date night. Then he might pull like a lesser of effort. On Tuesday, might feel like, oh, damn, he don't even care. You know, he might be chivalrous that Monday, then Tuesday, he just antsy and anxious. Okay, so boom. Problem with that you gotta watch out with Pisces women, with the Gemini man, is you cannot give him chances. You see, you never want to give Gemini a chance because they're gonna do it again. And I'm telling you, you can't give the wind another chance to blow once it done knock some shit down, some important, some stuff that meant something to you. So if you give that Gemini man chances, guess what? You're gonna end up leaving. You're gonna end up leaving anyway. So it's the craziest thing because once he do one thing, he gonna do it again. He can't help it. So if he cheat, he lie, he gonna do it again. See? So it's like you gotta understand that everything of every action of the Gemini gets repeated. Now, because that's the thing with communication, it creates patterns. It's storms that come from the Gemini, they set off these patterns. And guess what? You got to be careful because it's hard to set a boundary uh once you've let something go too long, okay? It gets too far. It's like, in that sense. Now, Aquarius man, you got to watch out for him because he's emotionally reserved, so he doesn't show his emotions right off the bat. Or it could be in the situation, could be that y'all been together for like 6 months, and he still ain't really showed you how he really feel about anything in regards to y'all too, your family, the kids. He don't really seem like, oh, he don't give you the certainty of, oh yeah, he really care. You really could look at him and he had that straight face to where you don't know what's going on inside of his side of his body. And see, the thing is, it could be difficult for you to understand him because he doesn't show or give off any emotional vibes whatsoever. He doesn't communicate emotionally. He doesn't tell you how he feels about things. So you could be dealing with a damn alien, don't even know it. Now, I'm really saying it like it is because you could really be with him and not understand nothing of how he's coming off, what he wants, because he could literally just sit there and not say nothing. Now, the thing about it, emotionally, you could feel you could feel unseen by Aquarius man, Pisces women. You could literally be with him to feel like, oh, it might feel like he ignoring you publicly. Y'all go on a date and the man that don't even say nothing. You got on a new dress, hair done, nails done. You looking good, smelling good. Guess what? You don't even get a, oh baby, you looking good, or baby, you smell good. He doesn't give you any type of energy. He just sits there like a damn dud, like a bowling pin. It's like, dude, you ain't hello, are you here? That's how Aquarius man could be for a Pisces woman. Now, another thing with an Aries man, you gotta watch out for. Yes, he has a strong personality and he's direct, but here's the problem. If he hurts you, he will do it again. That's the problem. See, you gotta understand what Aries is like. You give him any access, he gonna do it again. And then you say, yo, don't do this no more. Even it doesn't even matter. He could go to prison. God forbid, he could, literally do something wild. And then it's like, that still ain't enough to stop him from doing it again. He will. Look at Suge Knight. The man literally did one thing and then went back to jail, got out, and then did another thing. Guess what? Everything that he did was all stupid shit, bro. And he got locked up for it. It's like, bro, never learned his lesson. See? So the repeated hurtness that comes off from the Aries man to a Pisces woman, that's something you gotta watch out for. Now, let's say it's a Pisces woman and a Virgo man. Okay, so what may look like advice from that Virgo man turns into constant criticism. And sometimes you don't even ask for it. The Virgo just tries to offer you counsel, and it's like, yo, I'm not looking for nothing to be fixed in my life whatsoever. Now, if I ask you for help, then that's different. But his help always sounds like he's trying to school you on something, teach you, put you in your place, and see, you can feel judged by the Virgo man, Pisces women. See? And then you could be planning your escape of leaving his ass because of it. It's like, damn, you know what? Come our honeymoon next season. next, hey, this time next year, I'm done with his ass. You might have those type of plans because of just how fed up you are with the Virgo man. Now, a Sagittarius man, another one you got to watch out for, is because both of y'all got different approaches to commitment or emotional expressions. And I'm gonna tell you, just by y'all having these differences, it could cause friction. See, so let's say you the type of woman, as a Pisces woman, you like everything to be peaceful. That ain't gonna be the case with Sagittarius man. Just gonna let you know. So what he wants to do is do his own thing, but he want to be in a relationship. See, he wanted to have room to play. He wants to have his adventure. He wanted to be able to go out, hang out with the fellas, go to them concerts, go to them type of, single man type of outings. But he expect you to allow him to do so without saying, hey, I don't think that's a good idea. See, he ain't trying to hear none of that. He want them type of, oh, let me go play in the playpen, but then he want to go and come as he please, regardless of the marriage, regardless of, oh, we engaged. You can't see every boundary. He tries to literally knock them down. He tries to literally bust through every single boundary there is because he wants to do it his way. And his way is not tactful. Because it always lands up into what? Another woman laying in his lap, him going off in some, because he can't say no. Listen, the Sagittarius man struggles with boundaries. See? Because he feel like, oh, treat yourself instead of cheating yourself. So he wants to have his cake and eat it too. And if in a minute something, I'm going to tell you, anytime you try to set a boundary with a Sagittarius man, what is he going to do? He going to challenge you every single goddamn time. He challenges everything. He take everything as a challenge that tries to tell him no. You say no, you can't drive this raggedy ass car out to Kenosha. What he gonna do? He gonna do it. Just because you told him he shouldn't. Anytime you say you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, hey, I don't think that's a good idea, he's gonna challenge you. See? And I'm gonna tell you, the phrase that he likes to use often is, oh, really? See? So it's like, oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, yeah, you shouldn't do this, don't eat this. Oh, really? Oh, really? He can be one of them gutsy, risky motherfuckers that it's like, oh, I told you not to do such and such. It's like I'm gonna tell you, because listen, the reason why it's so adventurous because I'm gonna tell you, he's so curious and he's so freaking uh childish and rambunctious that he gets to a point where, oh, I just gotta go out there and see what it's like. Even though you have a title, even though you have an attachment. But with Sagittarius man, he uses the emotional attachment the emotional attachments that he has. He's willing to risk it. See, it's all or nothing for him, as if he were gambling. He'll put all that shit on the line for a little cheap thrill. Just cause, oh, we was out with the fellas and we was out there doing our thing. Like, bro, you don't cheat on your wife for a fun night out. Sagittarius man. Morals and all these type of things, don't mean nothing to him. He's all philosophical and he's trying to look way beyond what's here. See, he's so busy looking ahead, but he doesn't look what's in front of him first. It's cold blooded. See, that's why the lower, if you look at the lower, you look at the lower half of his ass is what? A damn what? A Taurus? They like to say the centaur. The lower section is like a damn what? Looks like a beast. But the top part is like a strong man with a vision type of shit. That all means why he's looking ahead, what's in front of him. See? He does not respect what? His own boundaries. See, you cannot want freedom without a plan. You can't have a vision if you don't got a goddamn plan. Then what does that say? You just go out there and just do stuff without what? Tact. You got to have a reason first, then you make the damn plan, then you execute with a strategy. He doesn't think like that, bro. He doesn't think at all. See, you understand, he's the type of person that he's impulsive too. He'll go out there and spend money, and then once it's spent, then he'll ask himself, "Oh, damn, I need to start saving." No shit. That's what you should have been doing the first time. And literally, you can't tell him anything because he won't listen. He's gonna challenge every single thing you throw at him because he thinks he knows what's best. He's gonna challenge you with, well, oh, if you say something, oh, hey man, I think you should slow down on the coffee, bro. Oh, really? And then he's gonna say, oh, really? And then he's gonna try to say some type of philosophical truth in a book that he read about the Muslims going through some type of shit with drinking coffee. He's gonna try to challenge you with some shit he read about, oh, coffee is good for you and you should drink it every day. And he takes it out of context because he tries to have these expansions of knowledge. And if I apply this every day, he tries to make that into history, like tries to make it seem like, oh, this is really what's happening today. Like, bro, if you don't sit your ass down somewhere and stop it, cut that shit out, dude. You really got to pull one of them on them, okay? Oh, really? Oh, really? Man, I tell you, be careful with Sagittarius, man, all right? Now, easier matches, like I say, for a Pisces woman would be a Cancer, Scorpio, Taurus, or a Capricorn, okay? Now, you have easier time understanding them as a Pisces woman emotionally. So, like I say, it all depends on the person involved at the end of the day. Now, another thing is, I don't know why dude keep calling, bro. That's weird. Why do people call you when you trying to go live, bro? It's weird. It's rude. Stop. Now, okay, so another thing is, how can you overcome the zodiac signs as a Pisces? Okay, so you're gonna, I'm gonna tell you, when you're dealing with Aries, Aries gonna challenge you off the rip. See, so um, you gotta be ready because, like I say, one thing about Aries, they can be impatient. See, they can challenge you with this. They can challenge you with being impatient. So whatever that looks like, let's say, oh, they don't want to wait for something. Could you imagine? Oh, we're going out to eat. And oh, it's going to be a 25-minute wait. Well, hell, we drove 13 miles here. Okay, well, we'll wait. Guess what the Aries is thinking? I don't want to wait. Okay, well, you roll with us, so your ass is waiting, bro. I don't want to wait. I'm not waiting. 25 minutes, like, you got to understand what that's going to challenge the hell out of you, Pisces, because, or if you any other sign, you're going to be like, yo, why is he so antsy? Why is she so antsy? Because they are, bro. Listen, if you got plans, there's going to be a confrontation. This is why I'm trying to get you guys to avoid, because could you imagine you take one of these Aries with you out somewhere and oh, it's going to be a little wait. They don't even have enough patience to get through the toes. That's how just how antsy Aries are. You know, they get hot and bothered and get old. Their temper just goes through the roof because, oh, you gotta wait. I don't want to wait, man. Oh, so how long is it gonna take? It's like they won't calm down, bro. So with this type of energy, you got to be able to overcome their energy and not be challenged by it, okay? Because that's the challenge. Now, I recommend Pisces. Just stay calm. Because why do I say Pisces out of all the zodiac signs? Because Aries will piss you off, bro. Because you literally see the behavior. You know it's not called for, so you're gonna be instantly drawn to your focus is gonna be, hey man, could you chill out? Because it offsets your energy. You're a very calm person for the most part. So you do not want to match their energy because you will want to. Because they're gonna say something slick and nasty, then you're gonna be like, what? You know, your response is gonna be a reaction, and then you're gonna be quick to want to swing or do. And my advice is don't do this because do not match their anger, bro. That's the worst thing you could do. Okay. So what you want to do instead is set clear boundaries. That's all you gotta do. Set clear boundaries and say, no, we not doing that. You're gonna wait. See? And that's the thing, like, even before you take them with you somewhere, let them know we ain't on your time. If you riding with us, we not doing nothing your way. Cause Aries wants their way so goddamn bad. It could be a child. It don't matter if they're young or old. They want their way. See? Now, another thing is that the only way you can get a Aries to respect you is through confidence, bro. Your confidence, okay? Because they will respect your confidence more than an emotional reaction. It's cold-blooded. See? Now, another thing with Taurus is the next one. Now, how would a Taurus challenge you, Pisces? Well, it's through their stubbornness. Oh, you would get so bothered by that Taurus stubbornness. Because they're not gonna budge. You could have plans for the night. Okay, well, we're gonna go to the festival or we got somewhere to go. And that sleepy, lazy Taurus, oh, after waiting for 30 minutes, he done decided to fall asleep. Now he doesn't want to go anymore. But he's supposed to be the one driving in one of those moments where, hey man, let's go. Oh no, 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 no. Hey man, I'm not moving, man. I'm staying in. You guys took too long and hey, I ain't moving. Could you imagine trying to get his ass to keep his word? Stubborn. See? So the problem with the stubbornness is that what you gotta do, Pisces, you gotta be patient. See? Consistent and avoid forcing his ass to change or change his mind. That ain't gonna work anyway. And on top of that, if you could get into this habit of dealing with him in such a way, then the trust could end up growing over time. See? Now, another thing is Gemini. Now, the challenge, Pisces, I'm going to keep saying this, mixed signals. Mixed signals is hot and cold because it's a difference of how you deal with the Gemini. It's different. You don't deal with them emotionally. Like it's not a situation where I feel you, you feel me, I feel where you coming from. That ain't this type of party, bro. It's more of a I see you. It's more of a communication thing. See? So what you're using two different things, it's like you, Pisces, driving what? Stick shift. But let's say you're used to operating, communicating by what? Driving it automatic. So it's like the automatic way where you used to just driving with the regular way of how you were trained to drive. See? So where now stick shift and throw you off a little bit, it's a little different. That's how it is with Gemini and Pisces. So if Gemini operates with the stick shift type of, you know, that's how the way they roll, and you roll with the other way. Now, do you guys see the difference? Because with Pisces, you're gonna try to emotionally figure out emotionally, and you're gonna try to use your feelings, and you're gonna try to. That's the way you're gonna try to understand Gemini. But what I'm telling you, do not do this because you can't even meet them halfway. Appreciate that, happy poo, Misty. And see, the thing is, you got to use your the thinking. You gotta think and you gotta communicate only to understand a Gemini. The only way you understand them is you have to think and then you have to talk. See? So it's like you gotta speak. When you dealing with Gemini, you literally have to think and speak, not feel and use the emotion. Because that cuts off. And I'm gonna tell you what else can cut off when you're dealing with the Gemini, if you let it, your intuition. Because once you feel like, oh, because this is the thing, Pisces. Once you have the intuition, you can't share that. You can't share what's in here, your gut feeling. You cannot share that information with Gemini. The Gemini will try to talk you out of it. They'll try to talk you out of what your intuition is telling you. So you never ever share what your intuition is like to a Gemini. Never. Because they're gonna try to make it seem like, oh, that ain't so, and oh yeah, you tripping, and oh, nah, like if they're gonna try to mock you, all kind of different things through their words that based on how you feel it and hear it, it can make you start to doubt yourself. See, because you're just sitting there just taking it. So with this being said, you also have to look at their actions and their words. It's cold-blooded. See, because one thing about it is you Pisces, you have to judge the Gemini's actions instead of what they say. Now, this is cold-blooded because if you don't judge their actions, guess what? Oh, do you want to be the judge or the juror? Well, hell, I'd rather be one of the jurors. Because listen, if you literally let a damn Gemini slide with some bullshit, you're cooked. You're cooked. Because the whole objective for the Gemini is to fool you first. Ask questions later. And you ask questions later and you didn't see the scam, you didn't see the scheme the first time. Oh, you gonna lose your mind. See? So what I'm saying is judge their actions instead of their words. That's how you conquer a Gemini as a Pisces. Or if you any other zodiac sign, you could use this. Because like I say, do you think that the Gemini will communicate directly? No. They're gonna lie to you. See, you can't reason with no Gemini on some like an understanding, like, oh, we good, we good. Cause they gonna lie to you, bro. The mixed signal is, damn, I feel betrayed because we talked about this. You agreed. You can't use that, see that whole you agreed and we talked about this and you said you wouldn't do it no more. The Gemini they can literally hot and cold and pull out and twist the words and say, that ain't what I said though. You took it that way. And that the reaction can really just be in here to where, what does it take out of you? The intuition. You ain't even, what I'm saying, to make it simple, they can take you out of your character. Just like that. To where you start reacting to them lying and, saying, oh, the way you heard it wasn't what they, wasn't what they said. And it's like, they can lie. You heard it the first time. And that's what you have to follow. They cheat on you. You saw it. Forget what they say. You saw it already. What more do you have to see? You saw them cheating. Because I'm going to tell you. Let's say, for instance, let's say you see the Gemini red-handed. You come home early. The Gemini's fast, bro. They're fast in their thoughts. You catch them red-handed doing something, they can hop out the car and act like, oh, they was in the car with their brother, their cousin. Oh, yeah. They can hop out the car. Oh, yeah, all right, babe. All right, babe. And then you like, yo, what you doing? Oh, that's my brother. You know, I'm telling my brother, you know, he stopped by and whatnot, brought me my milk, brought me some couple papers or something. They can pull a lie out of their ass so quick and have you frozen because you like, I know she was in that car with that dude. How long you was sitting in that car? The more questions you ask a Gemini, your ass is cooked, bro. Because they're going to have you, they're going to talk you into that lie to where, you know how you start cooking something like pancakes from scratch. You start messing with the flour, adding the egg, and they get you going, bro, to where you start buying into the lie like, oh, okay. Oh, your brother, okay. Ignoring your intuition because they will literally talk you out of it. They don't stop talking. So as soon as you catch them doing something, it's beyond explaining. They're going to change the narrative. Oh, that was my brother. He was bringing me something to eat. I wouldn't do that to you. You're the one, and now you're the only one I want. And she taking her clothes off, and that's how she gets you, bro. And if some people just let it slide, that's how they get away with more shit, bro. You let it slide one time, the Gemini gets you that quick. You gotta understand, that's how fast the twins are, bro. Like they go from twin to twin. So if they once is the Gemini, I'm gonna tell you the funny thing. The listen to me, man. Now you know how a person could be like, there's right and there's wrong and they're separate, not to a fucking Gemini. A Gemini could be, they could be 100% with both. Oh yeah. Yeah, you right, but at the same time, I feel like you wrong. Make that make sense. Cause hey, that's how they see it. They don't give a damn if you're real or you fake. That's not gonna change how the fact how they deal with you, how they look at you. They don't give a damn if you real or you fake. Now you see what I'm saying? They have a whole different look like a whole different a way of dealing with things. It's not on the same level as you, and that's why you cannot communicate, expect them to understand you with what? The way that you were developed, the way that you deal with things. From an emotional standpoint, you can't do that with Gemini, bro. That's not all you can use. So you have to judge their actions instead of the words. And here's the thing. And you have to communicate directly to them. Because they ain't gonna do it. Nope. See? And you notice with Donald Trump, I will say this. Every time somebody challenge him, if they mention something that he's done and try to bust him on something, you think he gonna be accountable? No. You give him room to talk his way out some shit, he gonna lie, fam, and then he gonna fire your ass. Like, it's little stuff like that you gotta watch out for. And here's the thing. Doing so is going to create less confusion because you let Gemini do it, they're going to cause confusion. That's what mixed signals, that's what it does. It produces that. So if you want less confusion and the healthier expectations, you must do it the way I said. See? Judge actions instead of words and communicate directly. Now, Cancer. The challenge for Pisces with Cancer is mood swings. See, the mood swings is what you got to watch out for. So if you get in a relationship with a Cancer, man or a woman, this is something you gotta expect. Now, could you see one thing with being morally correct? It ain't no I ain't in the mood. See, that don't work. That's not something you should even be saying when you in a relationship. I ain't in the mood. I don't feel like talking to nobody. I'm finna sit off to myself. I'm in a bad mood, man. I don't feel like being bothered. That's the type of stuff, mood swings, when I'm talking about with Cancer. See, so here they could come off controlling because of them wanting to be in their mood, which ain't right. And a lot of partners, allow this. So what you could do to overcome it, offer empathy while keeping your own emotional balance, because Cancer can off balance you emotionally if you let them. They can off balance you, so they can have you feeling they can have you feeling about how they feel, not even your own damn feelings. Ain't that something? So what will end up happening if you guys can get through this? It could be a deeper emotional connection. Now, Leo, yeah, definitely. Young Foreign said they will always fall in their live facts, but it's like you can't give them any time. Like with the whole Gemini situation, you can't give them any time to meaning to do something again. See, so if you hear them out, you got to cut them off when they're trying to, talk to you and try to convince you how something really went down when you clearly saw it. You cannot, put it like this. You can't let them, in other words. Now, Leo, you will be challenged with their pride and recognition. Okay. And this could get in the way of so many different things and aspects and dynamics. So let's say there's a situation where you're with a Leo and you could clearly see that he or she needs gas in their car. Okay, I'm gonna use that example. And then they already told you they don't get paid to Friday. Okay. So next you know, the car stalls. Oh, because there's no gas, and they pull over to the side of the road. And simply the Leo's like, oh man, I'm gonna have to get a tow. And literally, he or she would rather get the tow than simply say, hey, would you happen to have, a few dollars for gas? Right? Is that so easy and just you don't, it's not it's so easy. It's like, yo, damn, you gonna make this situation harder on yourself by getting a tow. But you got so much pride that you just can't ask for help. That's Leo. See, and then Leo wants recognition. So if they do something for somebody, they make a big, huge deal that, oh, hey, but I bought you cookies though. But I was the only one that celebrated your birthday and got you a cake. So it's like, you know how they say, oh, you want a cookie? That could be a situation like the recognition that Leo wants is like to be nominated. Like, oh, well, give it up for such and such. Yeah, yeah, Leo, you gave it, somebody a birthday cake and you really did it because they want to feel special because, oh, they feel like if they feel from the heart, they feel like they've done something, they want to be recognized for it. So it's like, sometimes a Leo can feel that could put them into the pride because, oh, they're not being recognized for things they've done. If they feel like they've been special to somebody, they just want recognition. They do want a round of applause, if that makes sense. See, because it's like they feel like they've, given something or, done a great deed. They want that. They want to feel appreciated, if that makes sense. Okay. Now, so if you show appreciation without losing your own identity, then that it can work. It'll be, mutual respect between you and Leo. Now, the challenge with Virgo, criticism, okay? So Pisces, how you are able to overcome this, okay? You have to accept the constructive advice that Virgo gives you and ignore unnecessary criticism. So separate the two, because we all have flaws or whatnot, and it's like what a healthy Virgo can do for you is really give you insight. See, and I'm gonna tell you what Virgo is. I ain't gonna lie, Virgo is very good at pointing out things of like, oh, you got the bad friends you got to let go of. They can see that clearly. They can help Pisces like, okay, get rid of this and add this, and that's cool. Constructive criticism. But when it's something that's unnecessary and is involving criticism, that's how you know, okay, well, that's not for me. That doesn't apply to me type of situation. And then here's the trick. Do this calmly. I repeat, do this calmly. Because if you communicate aggressively, emotionally, and literally get loud, you will literally lose the Virgo. The Virgo is not going to communicate with you that way. You got to stay calm when you communicate. If you want to literally talk to a Virgo about a serious matter, got to do it calmly. They're going to literally shut down if you raise your voice, you get emotional, you start cussing them, cussing, or, start cussing them out, they shut down. They can't handle it. And see, the thing about it, that if you guys could do this together, then it'll be a stronger, team. See, between the two of you, to be a good teamwork between both of y'all. So they can definitely work together, but you got to get past that hump. See, now, let me see. Okay, you said Wuda said I'm a Virgo, Leo. I mean Libra cusp. Oh, that's what's up. Young Foreign said I don't agree with that Leo statement, but it is true. Me as a Leo, they purposely don't give recognition because they don't like the fire. Said our personal experience is different, but I definitely understand. Yeah, I mean, see, my girlfriend, she's a Leo, and I've dated several Leos, and see, like, the thing about it, like, that I notice is that, see, what a Leo I'm dealing with is like she'll do things, but then like she wants things to be done, the way that she's used to doing things. And it's like, for instance, if put it to you like this. She likes to celebrate the holidays, for instance. Now me, I don't give a damn. Like, I'm not in the spirits of the holidays at all. Like, even on my birthday, I don't give a damn if I celebrate it or if I don't. It's just another day to me. But to her, it's a big deal. And she likes to celebrate every holiday. And she likes to um get cards, give cards, and that's just her thing. But I don't have a problem with it. It's just that she's a little bit more enthused with those type of things. And like, she would literally decorate her door, with different types of the seasonal type of holidays and whatnot. But it's like, the thing about it is that she doesn't like to always go to someone else's house for, like, cookouts or whatnot. She likes to cook her own food. And like, if I don't spend enough time with her, it's an issue for her, because that's what she gets on me all the time about, is not spending enough time. And it's like, with me, is that I'm different, because I don't know if it's my moon in Aquarius, but it's like, I just don't like being around people all the time. I'm more independent, more to myself. And I think that's the little friction that we have. But we've been trying to work it out, better or whatnot. So I do understand with the Leo, somewhat. Now, another thing I was gonna say is Libra. Now, the challenge with Libra is indecisiveness. Okay, so when you are a Pisces, let's say you're friends with the Libra, you got to be careful. Is because the indecisiveness is almost like she can't decide, or he can't decide. So if you're a Pisces, sometimes you like to know people's like input sometimes, where you're like, yo, um, hey, it's windy out, you know, should I wear this or this? If you ask a Libra, Libra is all oftentimes not gonna give you an answer. They probably won't make a decision. They'll probably say, oh, it's what you want. So sometimes when, let's say, if that's your man, he probably won't take the lead and be like, okay, well, we're going to do this. You might feel like you're the one that's always making the call or the decision, or we're going to do this, or this is what we're doing tonight. And it can feel nerve wracking if you're a woman dealing with a Libra man, because he doesn't like to be a leader. See, and this could be it could be a situation where he doesn't want to drive. He doesn't want to be in that leadership type of, he doesn't want the title, the ownership, or just the one that's calling the shots. He doesn't want to make the decision, because a lot of times the fear is he doesn't want to mess up. See, he doesn't want to do something that ends up ruining something. And it's almost like, if you go out to eat with a Libra, he could order something, and then once he places the order, he wants to change it. And this could be annoying as hell, because let's say it's embarrassing, because you're like, damn, you really looked through the menu like all of us did, and you ordered something. You didn't think to like add onions and something like to the point where you'll realize, yo, what is up? Like, you really could think, I ain't gonna lie, you might think that the Libra is slow because of how long they take to decide things that are supposed to be like this, to where you'd be like, he'll literally be like, hey, 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 call the waiter and say, oh, on my mushroom burger, yeah, I want the I want it this way, and I want the onions and this, and put it on the side. And it's like, yo, we ain't finna do all that shit. It's just like, yo. And see, here's the thing. See, Pisces, what you want to do is always be clear about what you want in regards to your standards as well, instead of waiting. Now, here's the thing. Now, a lot of y'all gonna say, well, the Libra, well, just chill out real, because, you know, the whole uh indecisiveness is not always bad. Now, that's true. But here's it gets even better. See, the problem with Libra is it's not just indecisiveness, it's manipulation. See, the whole thing with Libra is they want to be in control. So to get that control, they go through it in a diplomatic way, just to obtain that control over what? Situations. Now, when we look at the judge in the courtroom, this is what we're referring to. See? So in these injustices of, oh, I want to be the one that's running the show, but I don't want to be the one, oh, making the decisions. But I want to be the one telling the ship where, oh, go this way and go this way, but I'm not answering to anyone. So you got to know see, Libra is very, very, very manipulative. And they make you feel some type of way, because every time you tell them to do something, or the menu comes with everything for you to decide what you want. But when the Libra gets the menu, they try to change everything that's on the menu, and it don't come that way. It's cold-blooded. So the menu say, oh, you could get an egg Benedict, and it comes with eggs, but when the Libra see that, they want to get it with fries. It don't come that way, Libra. So Libra tries to order some shit that's not on the menu. So when you think that they're being indecisive, They're trying to be manipulative and have you wait to force your hand, to force you to give them what? Their way. To force you to give them something that ain't even supposed to be done that way. So when they holding the menu, you sitting there like everybody ready to order except this person. And see, they really get off on, oh, I'm holding everybody up. And then they hold the damn menu like they're in the courtroom talking about, oh, so with the number 4, oh, so this the egg Benedict combo, and it comes with eggs and a biscuit. Oh, so I want mine with fries and I want mine with extra gravy. Bro, it don't come like that. And you think I could if you add 2 biscuits and can I get cheese on the biscuit and can you fry them? I want them deep fried. Oh, only one half I want it fried, and the other half I don't want it fried. And easy on the, you know what? Don't even put no salt on it. And then literally this is an inconvenience because the menu, this ain't no free for all, you name it all and you change it all type of restaurant. But when the Libra go, he makes everything change other than how it was supposed to go. See, because he can't decide on what's already present, what's already made, what's already there. He wants to do it his own diplomatic way. So what he does is it comes off indecisive, but he's really trying to control the shit. He's trying to control the whole damn show, the whole thing. In what? He's trying to control everything then other than what, and then, other than how it's supposed to go, in other words. So the thing about it is, that's how people get turned off because they like, yo, and you know why it is like that? Because in his eyes or her eyes, they think they balancing the situation. See, according to making them feel like they're in control. See how you could add some shit to something that don't come like that, and now, oh, if they don't, then what? Then what's going? So here's the thing: if they can't change the menu and get the shit how they want to get it in the way they want to get it, what that mean? If they can't make it like that, what you gonna do? Just not eat? And then what would the Libra do? Oh well, I don't want that. I don't want that. Let me just get a whiskey. Let me just get a drink. They'll order something just stupid that it's like, now you gonna order something to drink but nothing to eat. And then they'll order something to eat once they realize, oh, nobody cares. See? So you got to be careful with Libra because here's the thing. You have to watch out for this because time is of the essence. And time don't wait on nobody, even when it comes to a damn menu. Now, here's the thing. You have to take the lead with Libra because listen, I'm going to tell you why the Libra is indecisive. Another thing, because they do not know what they want clearly. So you have to be clear about what you want instead of waiting. Be clear about what you want instead of waiting. So what the best thing you could do is me and my group of people, we're going to sit over here and get us a booth. Libra, you could go sit on the other side because you ain't finna mess up my night with this waiting shit. We over here sitting, we gonna be what? Clear about what we want. We not waiting on you, Libra. Because what you gotta do in the courtroom, you gotta wait for the juror. You gotta wait for the jury to decide. So you're sitting there waiting all day. You're waiting all day. Hold up for what? Just for this person to have control over the freaking narrative. Because guess what? If they cannot change how something currently is, they cause what? They cause chaos. They tip the scale. They tip the scale, and what it does, it allows them to recalibrate, regain the control in the situation. Basically having the leverage in the what? The higher it's like the upper hand in the situation. So it's like, oh, you just wanted to turn this situation. It's supposed to be your niece's birthday, but you try to make it your birthday. She should be the one confused about what to order in the menu, and you took that from her. All because you want to be what? Different. You want to be so diplomatic and so you can't just go with the flow. Cause that's how the Libra could be extremely difficult to where, damn, we ended up waiting and we missed our flight. We something didn't get done. Just because of you. See? So I say that to say the only way it could work with Pisces and Libra, you have Pisces, you got to be clear about what you want instead of waiting on Libra. That's the first thing. And both of you got to have better communication. Because Pisces, what you can do by mistake is wait on Libra, and then all of a sudden your whole day just been gone. Your whole day was just sapped up. Something that should have took an hour or two turned into a whole 8-hour ordeal just because of Libra. And then the situation, if you don't communicate those boundaries, oh, I gotta go. I only had 2 hours to spare, man. Hey, I can't be here all day. Because one thing about Libra, time flies. Telling you, bro, I done seen so many people, they don't even want to travel with Libra. They don't want to go eat with a Libra. They don't want to do anything with the Libra. Because it's not gonna, like, let's say you got a certain time you gotta be back or something. What what tends to happen is delays, man. Wasted time, waste of the whole day gone. Because the Libra just messing up everything. It's like, let's say you guys have finished eating, right? Or you already ate your dinner, you got a little dessert, and then you're ready to go. You ready to pay and get the hell out of there. Next thing you know, the Libra just deciding that they want to get a slice of pie. And you like, whoa, oh no, I'm not waiting around another 45 minutes for him to get a freaking slice of pie. He should have been ordered that shit. It's like, what is he thinking? Like, what do you think, you're the judge? You could just hold us up till the next hearing? Like, nah, bro. And see, now I'm talking about Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio challenges of Pisces because of the intensity and trust. Okay, now one thing Pisces you gotta do with Scorpio is be honest, loyal, and don't play mind games. Okay, because one thing about Scorpio is very vulnerable. So once they give that trust, they locked in. But if they don't get that type of energy back from you, then it's curtains. Okay, so here this could be a powerful bond, but both of y'all gotta be locked in other words. Y'all gotta be serious and whatnot. Trust has to be given, fairly, equally. Now, one thing with Sagittarius is the challenge, like I say, freedom, because you gotta put a cap on it. You can't just give them freedom in this maximum of, limit, unlimited access, in other words, okay? Because if you give them too much freedom, what does this take from you? What does this take from y'all? It's going to take away the emotional closeness, okay? So here, if you give them space, it's okay. That's healthy. Give them space, but you still got to maintain your own life. Even if you give them space, you can't just be waiting on them, okay? And I'm going to tell you, if you're able to do this, you will create a healthier balance between a Pisces and a Sag. Capricorn can reserve their emotions. Now, with a Pisces, here's the difference. A Pisces, in order to overcome this, you got to be patient with Capricorn. and appreciate actions, not just words. So here, it's a very slow process with Capricorn because it's not saying that Capricorns aren't emotional. It's just that it takes time. Okay. So here, the trust develops gradually. Now, Aquarius, the challenges with Aquarius are the emotional distancing. So anytime a situation gets serious, the Aquarius can end up, emotionally distancing themselves. Now, Pisces, what you have to do with Aquarius is you have to communicate your needs clearly without expecting them to read your mind. See, because they're simply not going to. Now, here, if you're able to do so, then both of you will have a better understanding. Now, if it's a Pisces and a Pisces, the one thing you got to watch out for is overthinking and idealizing. Okay, so how you can overcome this is by staying grounded, communicate honestly, and set those healthy boundaries. Because one thing about it is that you guys can have a more stable relationship. In other words, now if we was to look at how does a Pisces outsmart every zodiac sign, okay? Now everybody know that a Pisces is mutable water. Now, what does this mean? You have the adaptability, the empathy, and the flexibility. Okay. So the thing about it with the balancing, you know how they say what element is best for, you know, water signs or earth signs, fire signs. Okay. But here, the easiest match for water signs is fixed signs. Okay. Fixed signs with balance. Now, the fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. Now, I'm going to tell y'all why. The fixed signs can provide stability, consistency, while Pisces brings the flexibility and the emotional depth. So remember, the signs that can work with Pisces, the fixed signs, Cancer, like I say, the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, boom. The fixed signs is the what? The balancing. See, now you see what I'm saying? Now here's the thing. If you get with a cardinal sign, see, the cardinal signs are what? Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. Now, this is a mismatch, okay, for a Pisces or a Cancer or a Scorpio. Now, here's the thing. Those cardinal signs, here's the problem. They like to initiate, meaning they like to start. They like to start things. They like to lead. Now, Pisces can appreciate their direction, but can sometimes feel rushed, see, or overlooked if the communication isn't good. So be careful with that. Because I ain't going to lie. Aries, a lot of times why y'all stop talking, communication. That's usually one of the main factors. With Cancer, it's the same thing. You can't have too much emotion, less communication. So you got to know how to balance it. Now, if it's Libra, like I just said, with Libra, it's a whole different style, whole different approach to communicating, to, the emotional connection. And it can make you feel rushed. Like I say, getting to know them, everything's fast. They want to do everything fast. Like, for instance, if you were, let's say you were a Pisces woman getting with a Libra man, guaranteed he's gonna want to like get things going ASAP. He meets you, he gonna want to do a date or two. Next thing you know, he's already talking about marriage and trying to move you in, trying to do something quick. See? Now, that can make you feel rushed, like, oh, wait a minute, hold on, like I'm not trying to do this quick thing, and whatnot. Now, if there's a mutable sign in a, involved in an with okay, so it could be a similar experience if it's the mutable signs, okay? So here, let's say the mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. So here's the thing. If it's mutable and mutable, then they will adapt easier and they can enjoy the change that comes with them. So here's one thing you gotta watch out for. In those relationships, see, they can lack stability because both people may avoid making the firm decisions or they just keep changing the direction. See? So it's like it's too many changes whatsoever. If you so um let's say you a Pisces and a Pisces, it could be the same situation. Too many, fluctuating, in the way you guys communicate, too many changes being made. Then all of a sudden it's going in different directions. Uh, if it's a Gemini and a Pisces, same thing. You can feel it. Now, one thing to note is that, see, if a Pisces gets with a fixed sign, like I said, the Taurus, the Leo, the Scorpio, the Aquarius, that always remember that's going to bring the stability. But you got to watch out for what you have to watch out for is if any of these signs get stubborn, it's going to create tension. See, telling you right now. And y'all know this is true because Taurus, in minutes, if Taurus gets stubborn, there's going to be arguments that's going to create tension with Pisces. See, if there's stubbornness with Aquarius, stubbornness with Leo, stubbornness with Scorpio, it's not going to work. Now, if Pisces gets with the cardinal sign, Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn, this could be a motivating match, okay? Through differences in pace or leadership style, but at the same time, it needs balancing. See? So that's why I say with that. Now, if it's like I say, the mutables, if Pisces gets with a Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, or another Pisces, it could be a highly adaptable situation or understanding, but it could be less grounded. See? So that's one thing to note. Now, if we was to look at what every zodiac sign does to that annoys a Pisces, okay? Now, if an Aries annoys a Pisces, how do y'all think it would turn out? I'm gonna tell you, being too impatient, interrupting. Now, one thing, let's say you were trying to talk to a Aries about anything. Let's say you start to explain something briefly to an Aries. What can annoy a Pisces is the fact Aries likes to interrupt. So they can constantly, cut you off mid-sentence. Let's say you're explaining something, the Aries be like, oh, no, not to cut you off, not to cut you off. You might hear a lot of that going on. And basically, it could just push for those quick decisions, So that's something you want to look out for. Now, your reaction, Pisces, is that when this happens, you tend to withdraw instead of argue, okay? Now, Taurus can annoy a Pisces by refusing to change their mind. As I mentioned, they get stubborn in their thoughts. And see, what you have to watch out for, Pisces, is your reaction because you could feel unheard and then emotionally stuck, like as if you guys not getting anywhere. Now, Gemini, how the Gemini annoys a Pisces through mixed signals, inconsistencies, and constantly changing plans, bro. So let's say like y'all had plans to um go somewhere, and you just say Pisces, you was just looking forward to going to where you guys plan to go, only for the Gemini to change the plans. And see, you could be feeling some type, it could cause a reaction. So you might start to question the trust because of them changing the plans. So that's something to, watch out for because it can definitely annoy you. Now, how does a Cancer annoy a Pisces? Is by taking everything personally. Anything can make a Cancer cry because, like I say, you can literally call their dog a name that's just a joke, or just say, oh, if their dog looked like a hot dog, or like had a skinny head, or you said, oh, your dog looks like Beetlejuice. They could literally like take that little comment you said to heart, to where you said my dog looks like Beetlejuice. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Are you freaking stupid? Like, they could get to a point where they want to hurt you for saying that shit, to where you don't know how deep that went when you said that, even though it was just a funny little joke that you thought that the Cancer would just let it roll, let it finger roll right off. Nope. They can literally hold that like against you and try to make you feel it like the way they felt it, in other words. So you gotta be careful emotionally with that. Now, your reaction, Pisces, is sometimes when you're dealing with the Cancer and the mere fact of them annoying you is that you may need space to process your emotions and and the things that happen and or transpire. Now, Leo, if a Leo, um, in regards to a Leo, how does a Leo annoy a Pisces is through wanting constant attention or recognition, and that can be the attention in itself. You got to be careful with is because Pisces, how you can react to this is that you start to um feel that your own emotions are overlooked. So let's say like if you let's say let's say you feel some type of way. Let's say you felt like ill, okay? For example, you felt ill and you just didn't feel like, maybe you weren't your normal self and something happened where, the Leo expected, you to be somewhere, you to show up, and all of a sudden you're like low on energy. But sometimes the the Leo can consume like the attention in itself to where if she felt unseen by you and you feeling sick, sometimes it could feel as though she doesn't even see you being sick. It's like, oh, but you didn't hold me, you didn't even give me a hug, you didn't even give me a kiss, or you didn't even say I miss you. And you're like, you literally like sick, like nose running and everything, to where you could feel like you didn't even say if I was okay. Like, shit, I'm sitting here sniffling and sneezing and stuff. And it's like, sometimes there could be a situation where you feel overlooked, Pisces. Now, Virgo, like I say, if they annoy a Pisces, it normally would be by overanalyzing a situation or criticizing details about, something in regards. Now, a Pisces can react by feeling judged rather than understood. Now, Libra, if they annoy a Pisces, is usually through indecision and avoiding the difficult conversations. Because one thing about Libras, they don't like to get into any conversation that's related to um if it's related to like something deep. Like, let's say you guys are discussing religion or something. If it's some type of book or anything related, they don't want to get off into any type of deep conversations about why or what this is about, because a lot of time they just gonna end up they can literally say a bunch of things that don't make sense in regards to what for instance, if it's a subject about the Bible or something, they might not even, they could be an atheist and just totally not even believe in nothing you're saying. So that could be a situation. Now, another thing is Pisces, just be careful because you get frustrated waiting for clarity from a Libra. Now, Scorpio, how would they annoy a Pisces is through testing your loyalty or just becoming possessive. So sometimes like they could test your loyalty where put you through tests that you don't even know they're testing you. It's like just to see what you'll do. And you could feel like you could feel like that's a mind game being played on you, Pisces. And the mere fact of them becoming possessive. So it could feel like, oh, you can't have friends, you can't even talk to family half the time because the Scorpio wants to be like on you to where who are you with and who's that and wanting to look through. Another thing is no, I don't know why I keep calling, bro. Okay, so another thing is okay, so when you react, Pisces, to a Scorpio doing this, you could feel emotionally pressured. That's the uncomfortable feeling that you could feel also. Now, Sagittarius annoys a Pisces through blunt comments that could come off that can come off as insensitive. So if a person says something without thinking first, it's almost like it just comes out a certain type of way where it ends up making you, take it to heart, Pisces. That could be the case. Now, Capricorn, how do they annoy Pisces? Through prioritizing work or practicality over emotions. So sometimes they'll just look at the practical, sense of things, and then it's like, oh, the emotions, they'll just overlook them. Now, that could just make you Pisces feel emotionally disconnected altogether. Aquarius, how do they annoy a Pisces? Well, they can appear to be emotionally detached in a sense. So that's one way, or they could be overly logical. So that in itself, that can make a Pisces wonder whether or not the Aquarius truly cares. And if it's a Pisces annoying another Pisces, it's usually by overthinking, avoiding problems, or idolizing situations. And here, the Pisces reaction to it could be that they could struggle to make decisions together. So that's something that you want to watch out for. Now, how does a Pisces annoy signs? Now, if a Pisces annoys an Aries, it's usually because the Pisces may seem too slow or indirect. That could be regarding communication. And that's something, that's one of the main ways that a Pisces would annoy an Aries. Now, if it's a Taurus, a Pisces can change plans unexpectedly with the Taurus. So that can annoy a Taurus because one thing with Taurus, they don't like change whatsoever. Any type of changes. Don't matter what, on the small scale to a large scale. Now, if a Pisces annoys a Gemini, the Pisces can become emotionally intense, and this can happen just like that. And then all of a sudden, the Gemini wants to they might want to keep things light, and that could be, that can definitely piss off a Gemini, okay? Because they don't want to. One thing they don't like is when you apply energy to your words. So as soon as they feel that, man, that Gemini is gonna have a. They're gonna be like, "Oh, why are you so serious?" Or "Why you say it like that?" That could be their response. Cancer, well, a Pisces can withdraw instead of talking things out with the Cancer, which can annoy a Cancer. With Leo, a Pisces can not give enough reassurance or praise to a Leo, or to the desire that they would like or want. Virgo, oftentimes a Pisces may appear disorganized or overly idealistic, and that could piss off a Virgo. How does a Pisces piss off a Libra? Is uh, by expecting the Libra to read their emotions. So that could be a situation instead of expressing them clearly. Now, one thing with Scorpio, of how Pisces will annoy a Scorpio, is that the Pisces forgiving too easily, see, or avoiding direct confrontation. Because one thing about it, I will say, with Scorpio, is that they don't respect anything that's easy. Like, if you're especially if you forgive someone easily, like easily, or like you don't do something the way that they would do it, they will literally get upset. Okay, so Sagittarius, if a Pisces pisses off a Sagittarius or annoys them, usually if a Pisces becomes overly sensitive, or um let's say they become overly sensitive to blunt honesty, then that can definitely piss off a Sag. Now, Capricorn, if a Pisces starts to prioritize feelings over practical solutions, that's going to piss off a Capricorn. If a Pisces pisses off an Aquarius, usually if a Pisces wants a deeper emotional connection. So if a Aquarius sees that, oh, they gonna go off. I'm telling you. Um, because one thing about it, they don't like to show that. They feel like type of that type of energy is sacred to them. In other words, as far as the emotional connection that they would give, they don't even want to show any emotion whatsoever. If it's a Pisces annoying another a Pisces, usually they can avoiding things could really piss off another Pisces. So if you avoid difficult conversations, decisions, and just hope that the problems will resolve themselves on their own, that type of behavior could definitely annoy a Pisces. Now, Uh, so that's the thing. So here's another thing I wanted to let you guys know. Um, is that if you okay, so if you are a Pisces man, be careful because one thing that's gonna annoy you anytime you deal with an Aries woman, never forget this, is that what could piss you off, turn you off, is an Aries woman being too impatient. That's the number one thing. Too impatient. So she's not willing to wait on anything. Like if you say, let's say she wants a relationship and you're like, yo, I gotta get to know you and we need to take this thing slow, she's out of there that quick. If you mention, oh, I want somebody that I can, get in the bed, even if you mention any type of little freaky conversation and she doesn't want that, she's done, bro. That quick. She ain't willing to wait on nothing. Okay. And that can annoy you because you're like, damn, why are you so feisty, right? Now, a Taurus woman, one thing I gotta watch out, Pisces man, with Taurus woman, is she's too stubborn, bro. Now, being too stubborn is ridiculous because literally, if she wants to do something, she wants to do it right now. She's not willing to wait. She's not. So, for instance, if she wants to go on a date, because a lot of times she could be the one asking you out on a date. That's how masculine a Taurus woman can be, to where, oh, she didn't even wait for you to, she didn't even wait for you to take her out on a date or ask her out on a date. She basically just asked you. And guess what? If you don't do it, she's out of there. So she can rush. She likes to rush things. See, she likes to rush things. So if you don't move at her speed, then she's just stubborn in her thoughts. She's stubborn to the point where, oh well, I was thinking we can go today, and you're like, no, it's too soon, or I'm not ready, or whoop de woo. That could be the case that you gotta watch out for. Pisces man, you also gotta watch out for with Gemini woman. Those mixed signals. Never forget it. That's the number one thing that could either cause you guys to break up or stop talking, even as friends. Just always look, just be on the watch for that. Now, Pisces man with the Cancer woman, she can be emotionally overwhelming. So she can have just episodes or just like days where it could be mood swings, different mood swings. So um let's say she had lost a loved one in the family. She could be like locked in on that on Monday, to where her whole day could just be, gloomy, to where it can really overwhelm you, because she might not tell you that it's that of why she's acting the way she's acting, to where she might not be with it. And just, you might think, oh damn, you mad at me or something? And it's like, nah, she ain't mad at you. She just like thinking about, the person she lost, but she's like really dealing with that emotion like right then and there, to where you could just become overwhelmed by it, to where you don't even want to talk to her no more, just because like she's just acting weird and not, communicating it. She's being more emotional with it. Now, Leo woman, she could want constant attention, and that can rub you the wrong way, because let's say it's her birthday. Now, if it's a Leo woman's birthday, you gotta be careful, because she's the type of person, no matter how young or old she is, she's gonna celebrate, fam. So if you don't show it, if you don't act like you care, bro, it's gonna be a bad look, okay? It's not gonna go well. Now, the thing about it is that uh it's not that she wants you to just like throw open arms, but she does want you to show up, and literally get her a card at least on the low, if you don't do nothing else. Now, Virgo woman, like I say, her being overcritical, if you're a Pisces man, that could be an issue. That could be the main issue. If it's a Libra woman, she can avoid difficult decisions. That could be something that you might not want to deal with. If it's a Scorpio woman, she will constantly test your loyalty. That could be an issue because you could oftentimes feel like, oh, she doesn't trust you. Sagittarius woman, she could be too blunt, where she can literally tell you things that she probably shouldn't say, but just say it anyway. Capricorn woman can seem emotionally reserved, so you might not even think, oh, does she really care? Because she could literally treat you like an associate, you know? Now, Aquarius woman can you appear detached, so you don't even know if she's really there with you or not. Pisces woman can overthink and idolize. So, that could be a situation where she's not sure, and you could become annoyed by that because you're probably like, oh, telling her what to do or how to think, but you can't. With Pisces man or woman, you can't change their mind and make them think like how you would think about a situation, if that makes sense. Now, if it's a Pisces woman, like I say, you gotta watch out for like I say, the Aries man, the Taurus man, the Gemini man, the Cancer man, the Leo man. Like I say, you gotta be careful with them, like I say, because the same thing that I said about the Pisces man, that what annoys him is on the opposite, on the opposite thing is the same shit that will piss you off. Now, another thing is let me see what else I can give y'all. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me see, how do I do this? Ugh, I had to get some water, man. But yeah, yeah, I mean, like, hold on 1 second, y'all. It's stuffy in here, y'all. It's like weather is like freaking humid. Okay, so let me see. All right, let me see. Check. Okay, so yeah, back, there we go. Okay, so yeah, so we was to look at like I say, the best companions for Pisces is Cancer. Like I say, they're on the good side. They got they're nurturing, supportive, emotionally understanding, and they oftentimes share Pisces, desire for closeness. So here it would be somebody that you could at least, that you could at least talk to, hang out with on a good, when everything's going good. Now, the reason I say it like this, because like I try to give y'all the good and the bad, all right? So the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, so Cancer's number one, Scorpio's number two. And why did I say Scorpios? Because they could be loyal and the emotions can run deep. So this can form an intense bond. And that's only when the trust is strong. Okay. Now, Taurus, number three, I say Taurus. Okay. So with Taurus, they have stability and they're dependable. And oftentimes they can help, ground Pisces. Now, the next one I got is Capricorn. Um, they're practical and reliable, and they can complement Pisces' imagination. And another Pisces. So here is the deep empathy and understanding. And it could be a situation where they both need to have communication, like better communication and boundaries to avoid getting lost in, each other's emotions. Because one thing about a Pisces and a Pisces is that she can see yours and she can see yours and you could see hers, and it's almost like it could be deep to where neither one of y'all want to go into each other's, like, emotional pool of realm of things, because it's like it's easy for both of y'all to become emotionally overwhelmed with each other's emotions. Because one thing is like, if a Pisces woman literally swims in a Pisces man's, like, emotions, she could literally get overwhelmed by just the stuff she sees him doing, and to where she doesn't agree with what he got going on, and then she's like, oh, I don't want to deal with this too much. Where she's quick to write him off too, like, oh nah, this ain't the one, and she has a lot of questions. And then on the flip end, Pisces doesn't like questions, especially if someone's trying to, like, because one thing, a Pisces man doesn't like questions because they feel like, either you like me or you don't, in that type of sense, to where if you question them too much, then a Pisces could literally just say, well, you must not want what's in front of you. They could literally take it in such a way like, oh, I ain't gonna do all this back and forth thing, but they'll try to, like, they can try to show you, but then that could be the wrong thing for the Pisces woman, because she doesn't want you to try to force her into something, like, oh, like, because she could see that as being manipulative, like, oh, you trying to make me feel like, oh, like I should trust you by showing me some shit, but then she might feel like it's too early. You see, like, oh, we ain't even there yet. I don't even know if I want you to be my man. She can have that type of attitude where I don't even know if I don't even want to be with you. You are already showing me everything. But in a Pisces man eyes, he's like, well, shit, you asking me all these questions like as if I'm lying or something. So I just wanted to show you. So you could be into the, the two fish on both ends, like, okay, so y'all got to get to that communication, that better communication and the boundaries, because, like, sometimes a Pisces man can be the type of person where, let's say the Pisces woman wants, he might say, well, what you want to do tonight, or what you want to eat? And if he don't set boundaries, because I'm telling you, and it's not that the Pisces woman will have bad intentions towards a Pisces man, but she's going to, let's say you can take her out on a date. She gonna order what she want to order. But if you ain't got it, fam, you might as well don't even take her out, fam, because it's like she ain't gonna want you being, false flagging it. If she catch you in a lie, you're cooked, bro. That's one thing. So, like, let's say, you take her out, but then, like, you start tripping about, like, anything that don't got nothing to do with nothing. She's gonna go off on you. She's gonna cut you off, because it's like this. Let's say she talked to you over the phone about, particular things. That's the time for you to, like, literally put it on the table. Boom. But, like, if you bring up something she already been, asking about, or just simply trying to understand you better on, and you mention it at dinner, or you say it and you get all, like, into it, where you put it like you start getting emotional about it, not like you're crying. It's just you start explaining, like, oh yeah, I'm really this way, and I got this going on, and my son, and you start going off like that. You could turn off the Pisces woman, because she don't want to, like, she doesn't want to have to, like, carry your emotion or try to, like, get you through it. Cause she feel like she should be the one telling you stuff, but if you telling her stuff, now y'all both mixing emotions together. So then she can feel like, oh, like she don't want to deal with it. It feel like a charity case or something. Like, well, damn, I got my stuff and you got your stuff, and But the best way, if you more chill, relax, and you don't really go off into the stuff unless she asks you about it, then it'll work. But it's just like, you can't rush a Pisces woman. If you trying to get one, bro, you can't rush a Pisces woman, bro. You can't be, like, trying to lie, like the dude I shared a story about, the dude that his beard was all black and he was in his 50s. And she was like, damn, did you did you are you dyeing your beard? Cause she was just like, expecting his beard to be kind of, have some grays in it, some salt and pepper action going on. But when she seen all dark, his beard was just super black. She like, nah, he gotta be dyeing his beard. And it's like he was saying, no, it's all his, but it's like if she finds out you lying about that, bro, you cook, bro. It don't take much for her. See, cause a Pisces woman, if she catch you lying, bro, you didn't have to lie. See, you lied by choice. You chose to lie instead of saying, oh. And she even, it's crazy. She even told me, she said, oh, well, she said, I actually like the salt and pepper type of situation. You know, I just, she said, oh, it just looked like he was, like he was dying it. And she just wanted to know the truth because she don't want to believe that something is one way if it ain't like that. But it's like, don't try to play. See, when you try to make somebody look stupid by believing a lie and they catch you red-handed, it's over with. Now, sharing this story with because me, I ain't got much. I just got this and this. But sharing this story with a older cat, he said the same thing. He a Virgo. He said, "Oh nah, bro, if it's that damn dark, he using that. He dying that shit. Ain't no way you in your 50s and this is all just dark." Just being dark, like, nah, you dying that shit, bro. Ain't no way. He said he must got plenty grays and shit trying to impress. And I did feel that way. I said, well, maybe he just one of them Pisces men that trying to impress you, cause I'm like, see, it's a difference. It's supposed to be leaving an impression, not trying to impress somebody, first of all. And then the fact that he drenched himself in that cologne. I'm like, bro, why would you, as a man, why would you oversaturate your body in some stinking ass cologne, bro? Whether it was cheap or expensive, if it stank, that mean like you don't have no fuck nose, bro. I'm just saying, like, you gotta have somebody smell it. Hey man, how does it smell? Or have a couple people, test it out. Or before you buy it, have, ask somebody, yo, how does it smell? But you just literally take it upon yourself and you spraying that cologne crazy wild. You don't, man. She said it smelled like, if, she said she was surprised a bumblebee didn't fly to him and die, fam. Now that was funny. But I'm like, yo, she said that's exactly how he smelled. The smell was so loud. It smelled like one of those flowers that have that strong scent. She said that, but this type of level of the smell was enough to knock you out. She said sitting next to him, she felt like she just had to get away from his ass because the smell was just so strong. But that means he was killing it with the spamming the spray button. Cause I'm like, yo, but that made me think that if you really spraying like that, that must be some type of masking you trying to hide your original scent. That's what I sense, like, or is something wrong with his nose or something. Cause I'm like, yo, when I spray my cologne, I just doo. I usually spray my hands or the top of my hand, one spray, and then I just spray my neck, maybe under my shirt once, and that's it. It ain't really nothing to it because the smell, it get with your original scent, and it's gonna, like, if you put a little bit of Vaseline on your well, it's a trick that I know how to do. Okay, so if you get like a little Vaseline jar, the little small ones that you get from like Walgreens or CVS, and then you take your favorite cologne. Women can do this too. If they spray the perfume or the cologne inside of a Vaseline jar, and then you take like a little Q-tip and you stir it up, and then you put the Vaseline inside of the freezer and overnight let it freeze up, and then you take it out. And then what you do is you grab your finger and you just grab some out and rub it like this and put it on your skin. And then when the heat from like the sun, the weather, woo, 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 you gonna smell like it's gonna have it's gonna be a permanent, like a long lasting smell of the fragrance. It's gonna last longer because it's in the Vaseline. And I just gave y'all the sauce on the. So if you spray your cologne in there, you get the little Vaseline, then you could rub that bad boy on. And it even smell even better too. Cause like the different tones in the smell or whatnot. So it's like, you know, different little tricks to the book. You gotta be creative. No, we don't eat them type of donuts, man. So yeah, so that's the thing. Well, so if I was to say the best woman for a Pisces man, get you a Cancer woman. Get you a Cancer woman. Ain't nothing like a nurturing type of Cancer woman that can have the hospitality of a Southern woman, make you some a nice hot plate, you know, and they understand your sensitivity. See? Now next, be a Scorpio woman. And like I say, here you can have deep loyalty, emotional intensity, a strong bond when the trust is built right. Then next, go for a Taurus woman. See, Capricorn woman or a Pisces woman. Now, the only thing with a Pisces woman, like I said, just need extra structure, okay, to last. Because if you're not structured, you don't have that stability, it ain't gonna work, bro. And like you got to be careful because sometimes a Pisces woman runs from a Pisces man. So, you know, that could be the case because y'all see each other and it's like that literally that mirroring that you see. Um, and I'm gonna tell you something that the Pisces woman doesn't like about the Pisces man, this that makes her run from him, is because the Pisces man moves too fast emotionally. See, sometimes with a Pisces man, it's like this is why I said be careful, Pisces man out there. Be careful, especially with air signs. Be careful with Gemini with this fast type of movement you like to do. It's because, bro, you could move too damn fast, Pisces, to where you can literally be like, let's say you meet a Pisces woman, boom. Then you don't even know her name and you like just talking to her. And next thing you know, you like, oh, want to hang out Friday and want to go get a couple drinks. And she literally looking at you like, you don't even know me. You don't even know my name. You ain't even ask me my name. And then all of a sudden, the Pisces man, he gets into a trance. He gets into a like a it's like he start dreaming about the whole situation to where he lose a little grip of the reality of what, how things should go. He don't even be trying to hear that shit because the thing about it is the Pisces woman need more time for things. She got to pray on it. She got to sleep on it. She got to she got to replay the conversation, the look. Because one thing about it, she got standards. When she look, she's not gonna just go for anything, do anything. So she got to feel emotionally safe with you. Now, if you push, fam, you're gonna lose. She like a little fish. She just gonna swim away. You ain't gonna be able to catch her because the type of hole that she literally just goes into, you can't fit in it. See? And here's the thing. What ends up happening is she creates the distance. And you can't listen, she creates the distance that you cannot even find her, get to her anymore. Once she's done, bro. Because that's why I always say when you lose a fish, it's over with, bro. You gotta find another one, bro. Unless you're willing to go the distance. See? So Another thing too that the Pisces woman senses is emotional instability. Now, funny thing is, she sees this with and she feels it with Taurus. That should tell you something. Well, the Pisces man, she doesn't feel the stability. I'm not like, and I'm only keeping it real. The thing about, I'm gonna tell you why, because a Pisces woman oftentimes she values the emotional security. See, that's what she values. So I'm gonna tell you a secret. The minute the Pisces woman senses the emotional instability with a Pisces man, she pulls back until things feel calm again. It's cold blooded. So as soon as you start talking faster, bro, as soon as you start getting too excited, you start talking too fast, bro. She like, nah, he's too thirsty, bro. I'm telling you, bro. You start talking faster, you get it too excited, bro. You getting all happy and cheesy face, bro. She see all of that, bro. You know the craziest thing, as it happens, you don't even think she's doing all this. Cause she just looking just regular, got a regular, expression, and it's like, little do you know, she done already peeped the whole thing. Now, Pisces man, I'm gonna tell you another thing. What you can do to make her run off is because she feels overwhelmed. It don't take much for her to feel overwhelmed. So both of y'all are two sensitive people, but y'all can intensify each other's feelings. See, you can make her feel some shit that she probably ain't felt in years, or that she ain't even trying to feel. But you could bring back that type of feeling, like, oh, like damn, you know, all of a sudden her feet hurt because she just literally looking at you. You could say your feet hurt. Next thing you know, hers hurt even more, because now that's how y'all intensify each other's feelings. Now, the problem is this: she needs space to recharge. But every time she tries to create space, what do? You try to fill in the space. You try to fill the void. Pisces, man, you start trying to get closer. And she just keep inching away, inching away. Before you know it, she's out of there, bro. She ain't even, you got to give her time, bro. That time is like, you know how you put your phone on the charger? It usually take like what, 30-minute, hour? But you got to give her an hour plus some. See, you got to give her that extra charge. Like, okay, well, take your time, take your time. See, that's how a Taurus will handle it. They'll be like, take your time, because Taurus is slow moving. They don't do nothing quick. So that's the situation. Now, another reason why a Pisces woman runs from a Pisces man is because he could avoid important conversations. Now, and I'm gonna tell you, this can turn her off, because a Pisces woman would say, "What you do for a living?" Pisces man, uh, I paint. I help my uncle paint. My uncle own a shop, and I help him paint. I get with him on Fridays, and we paint. I do the billboards, and I take my cousin. I help him paint his truck sometime. But come over his house. We usually paint together. But I was supposed to go on Friday. I think if we don't go fishing, I'm probably gonna go over there and paint. What do you do for a living? I ain't asked you all that. I'm asking you, what do you do to make money? Uh, that's what I'm saying. I said I paint. I paint on Fridays and this and this. And see, when you try to avoid these type Pisces man, I'm talking to you. I'm one Pisces man, but I'm talking to you. If you try to avoid answering questions of a Pisces woman, she's gonna end up leaving, bro. Because if you literally, because I'm gonna tell you what happens. A Pisces man doesn't like questions. This is what I'm trying to say. It's not that he doesn't have a good job. It's he's very secretive. See, you understand. Pisces man don't want nobody knowing their business, bro. even if they make money, they don't even want your ass knowing even the slightest, tiniest little information. Like everything is like in a suitcase locked up with a damn uh keypad lock on it, to the point where that information is like secrets. It's secrets. It's like a Pisces man doesn't even want to open that box of or what I do, and he doesn't want. He's just sensitive to his money, and he doesn't like to share anything. See, but that's a problem when you're trying to get to know a Pisces woman. In other words, now here's the thing. So Pisces sometimes avoid conflict to keep the peace. See? So sometimes a Pisces man might respond like that because he don't want to go off into his personal stuff. But instead of saying that, he just like, oh, you know what? I don't want to go off into that. Don't worry about it. Or they might not want to talk anymore just because instead of communicating about it, they just quick to leave the situation. And that can look like, oh, you're running, you're hiding, you don't want to know, or you're not really doing nothing. And see how the misunderstanding, how it comes about. Now, the thing about it with the Pisces woman, she may interpret the silence as a lack of commitment, bro. See? Like, nah, you can't commit. Nah, this ain't gonna work. She look at the whole thing like, oh, you can't even answer, a question, or me ask a important important question, can't even answer it, okay? So that's one thing. And what this amounts to is she loses trust, bro, from it. So here, you got to understand the trust is the central core for many Pisces, is trust. See? So once that trust is broken, remember I said it's like a glass jar. Once it's broken, rebuilding it is almost difficult as hell. It's almost impossible. It's not gonna work. Okay, so here, when a Pisces woman dealing with a Pisces man, she could simply be protecting her peace. So if the relationship feels emotionally draining with another Pisces, she could choose distance instead. That's why I said, are you willing to go the distance? Because she's going to create this distancing. Now you can't even get a hold of her. You call her, the number you have reached. This is being sent the voicemail. Hey, you be realizing you can't get a hold of her, anymore. And see, then she starts to focus on her own self, her own well-being, which Pisces women oftentimes do this, man. She just literally, hey, she'll get to know you, but as soon as you can't do the little still simple things she asks of you, or you can't hold a conversation, she's out of there. Now, a lot of times she could look at the relationship in um a way where she starts to imagine what the relationship would be like, okay, what it could become. She could idolize, like, oh, we could do this. Maybe this person could be a potential lover, or, relationship, or, somebody that you, or a friend, or, she might try to gauge like where she's going, how you guys are going to bring this together. Now, here's the thing. If reality If reality doesn't match the dream, then the disappointment can set in. See? Because remember I said, sometimes the potential Pisces, if you're a Pisces woman, you could look at this goes for Pisces man too. If you guys look at the potential, just gotta make sure that potential aligns with the reality. Because if reality doesn't match the dream, then the disappointment sets in. So here's the number one kicker. Because a Pisces woman and a Pisces man, and why you guys run from each other from time to time, or a Pisces woman runs from a Pisces man, is because y'all too similar. See, y'all too similar. Both of y'all overthink, avoid conflict, or y'all expect the other person to just know things and know how you feel. And see, what ends up happening is the misunderstandings start to build up. What's going on, everybody that just came in? Said Joanne, welcome. Subscribe if you haven't. Now, Another thing is sometimes she doesn't feel emotionally secure. Okay, so with those mixed signals, inconsistencies can make her feel this way, and that can make her hesitate because a lot of times a Pisces woman might be like, "Well, damn, I don't really know this person really feeling me like that because they not communicating, they not telling me nothing." You ask questions and it goes around instead of being answered. So if you make her feel emotionally safe with you, you're gonna lose her, bro. That's it. That's the one thing. You have to make a Pisces woman feel emotionally safe, bro, to stick with you, to come, around, go on dates, do things with her, because she's not gonna, if she don't feel that way, she's not going to do it. Now, what she would do, she will withdraw instead of chasing the situation, the relationship, or what could have, or what the situation could become. Now, another thing is she feels the relationship has stopped growing. So here she's really big on personal growth. That matters a long time to her in a long-term relationship. So as a result, she may just leave even if she still care about you. It's cold-blooded. Now, here's one of the things a lot of people don't talk about enough is that a Pisces woman doesn't always run because she stopped loving someone. Sometimes she runs, bro. Okay, what I was saying is that sometimes she runs because she believes that the distance is the healthiest way to protect herself. See, so and I'm gonna tell you why. It's because she doesn't see a path to resolving the issues. See, sometimes that lets you know that sometimes things just end up fixing itself on their own. Sometimes they don't. So she look at it like, okay, well, don't the healthiest way for me to do is walk away from the situation. If we can't resolve the issues, then I just gotta walk away from the situation. So that's her, in her eyes, that's the healthiest way to do so is to create distance. So now you got to look at that alone. So it's like now if if let's say the Pisces woman leave the Pisces man, okay? You gotta look at it's different reasons for that. So I don't know many of you if y'all dealing with if y'all have this type of situation going on, but trust is one of the main things. So if the trust is weakened over time, it can end, fam. See, like I say, here's the thing what you got to realize with this couple. As soon as that Pisces woman start feeling emotionally safe, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. See, so here, like I say, that if a Pisces woman ain't feeling emotionally safe, and it could be a Pisces man too, because you gotta understand if he feel like he can't like express how he feel, it ain't finna work, fam. It ain't gonna work because that's the good news about this couple is because y'all both literally will listen to each other express yourselves. Once the trust is there, it's like, oh, the Pisces woman, she has the floor when it come, hey, she express herself, then the Pisces man, he'll listen and then vice versa. But it has to be a mutual of sharing, information, whatnot. But here's the thing. The minute one stop opening up because they don't feel emotionally safe, then it's curtains. See? So a lot of times, a Pisces woman can keep things to herself. When she feel emotionally unsafe, if she don't feel safe emotionally, that can make her stop opening up. Then she start keeping stuff to herself, and then she quietly checks out emotionally, bro. And if you get it to that point, you ain't gonna like the feeling, bro. Because a Pisces woman that don't listen, if she shut down, check out emotionally, she done with you. It ain't nothing coming. You can, bro. Listen. Remember, Pisces checks out emotionally first before they physically leave you alone. See? And that's the thing a lot of people don't know. See? Now, when it comes to avoiding things, you cannot do this with a Pisces woman. Meaning, unpaid bills, things that are just left out there, you can't just leave them out there. That's why a lot of times when you see Pisces women, they usually have their shit together. They got a crib, car. You be like, damn, you only 18? You got all this shit going for yourself? They don't be playing, fam. But so what I'm saying is you got to be stable, bro. You can't have unpaid shit just out there. You old folks, that ain't a good look. Because a Pisces woman want to know all these things like, what's your credit score looking like? She just want to make sure what you got going on ain't finna mess up her situation, if that makes sense. Now, if you are in a difficult situation, Pisces man, be careful because your silence can also offset. See, what put it like this. Your silence can create more distance than an agreement, than a disagreement. So here, it's like, if you just shut down, you can't do that. See, when you with a Pisces woman, you gotta talk, you gotta express, you gotta let it be known. So you can't do like the whole shutdown thing that you would do if you were single or by yourself. You can't do that, fam, because then that's gonna offset things. Cause she gonna be like, what's wrong with you? What's your issue? What's your problem? What's up with you? And then you get the, nothing and nothing. Doing that type of stuff, bro, that's gonna end up becoming an issue, an important issue. And see, what happens with that is because that creates an unresolved issue, because when you say nothing, she know you silent for a reason. You ain't talking much. She can't you can't do those type of things with her, like where you used to that, and when you was single you would do that. It's like, nah, you got to talk about why you doing that, and you can't stay like that. Remember, unresolved conflicts, they don't work with Pisces women, bro. Like, she like to tackle and get down to the nitty gritty on everything. She don't like leaving nothing out, nothing unresolved. So everything, that's why I say Pisces is the ending to cycles. So if some gotta get paid, some gotta get done, she own it. Like, grass gotta get cut, she calling it. If she ain't gonna cut it, she gonna find somebody to cut it. So it's like, she can't deal with the whole, I owe this and this is out there and I don't know I don't know who to pay and I don't know when to pay and when to go, but I know I owe. That's not gonna work for her, because she gonna feel unheard, fam. And if she feel unheard, that makes her emotionally check out. See, she can feel emotionally alone, see, because of it, because she needs the emotional support from a partner. And if things don't feel mutual, she's out of there, bro. She's done. She's gonna leave. I'm gonna tell you what you don't want to happen with the Pisces woman. And this is the scariest shit ever, because this is something that happens that a lot of men miss. And remember, when a Pisces woman mentally, emotionally, when she emotionally checks out, the thing about it, what people fail to realize is that you want to be the one she come to talk to. But the minute she feel like the emotions are not met, she feel unheard, like she just saying stuff for her health. The thing about it is, she will literally stop turning to you when something bothers her. And guess what? She will go to someone else that, see what I'm saying? And then you sitting there like, oh, she don't even talk to me about nothing no more. Are you sure you guys still together? You better find out, because guess what? A Pisces woman, she done, bro. It's almost like a person that ain't, you gotta know that a person can be with you emotionally, supportive, all of a sudden nothing. See, so if she don't come to you and like discuss things with you anymore, it's curtains, bro. Just gotta end it, be done with it, bro. Because what she's doing is once she stopped coming to you for stuff and telling you stuff about what's going on, she started relying on herself. And she leave you out of the picture. So it's almost like, oh, you done drowned, you done got cut off. See, there is no more connection. Why? Because she lost trust. See, she lost trust. So broken promises, repeated disappointments, patterns do not fly with her, fam. So oftentimes, that's why she ends up questioning the actions instead of believing people's words. Because she's all about, oh, what you gonna do? Well, what did you do? Not what you said you was gonna do. Did you literally carry it out? So that can make, if she loses the trust, listen, if she feels like, oh, the trust was lost, then that can make the whole emotional bonding between the both of you weaken. Okay. Now, like I say, if she no longer see progress in the relationship, the same old keeps happening, the pattern, and nothing changes, then she's either gonna leave, you see, because in her mind, the distance, creating a distance is more healthier than staying. Getting the hell away from you is more healthy than staying in the situation. And that's a lot of times you don't want, bro. I done seen a Pisces woman leave the city, just relocate because of a relationship she was in. She created enough distance that this ain't like, oh, I'm done with you and I'm moving out tomorrow. Nah. When she create the distance, she literally, hey, she might move to damn, be living in Arkansas, just move to damn Los Angeles that quick. Boom. It's all that damn distance to go find her. Is like she created a long enough distance. You can't go find her out of that. You like, she's so many miles away. Damn. Because why did she do that? Because that's healthy. That's healthy for her than to stay there with you. She already know you're gonna be stalking and hawking and beeping and pulling up and she's trying to avoid all that shit. As much she's like, nah, I can't even allow him to have access to me anymore by being in the same state. Cause she already know that, oh, you're gonna be chasing and trying to work, trying to get her to do something and do, whoop de whoop de whoop. So that's something to watch out for. And but I want to thank everybody for coming out. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow with another one. Appreciate y'all. Uh thanks for watching.